Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for supporting local. Thanks for being here for us. Thanks for supporting Tallahassee's only locally owned and operated radio station in all of Tallahassee. How about that? There you go. And thanks for watching on Warchant TV. Thanks for being here, man. Madam, thanks. Yeah, it's funny, Swiss Irish. I actually began the day in the chat, which is not normally what I do, but I am today. And I feel like that's this week. Your sentiment is this week, is the whole week of shows. Back for my daily walk me off the ledge therapy session. I don't know that we are walking anybody off the ledge. I just think we're trying to have some measured conversations. Keaton right off the bat says, Jeff, is there anything this team or Mike can do to change your mind on his future? No.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
No, the show's the show. It'll be here long after Mike's gone, and it'll be here after the next guy and then the next guy. I've outlasted them all. But then again, if they paid me $50 million to take a hike, down the road I go, baby boy. I would be out of here, and we'd be playing a lot of golf, and there would be an awful lot of travel involved, and I don't know, the rescuing of animals and people. That's what we'd be doing, a whole lot of it. No, but I want him to win, so it's funny because it's like I'm giving you my thoughts on this. I already have told you what I think about where we need to go and what has to happen. Well, how about this? I actually haven't done that. I haven't told you where we need to go because I don't know where we need to go. That's the problem. I want this done with, but I don't know who I want to come in and replace it. And I'm wrestling a little bit with kind of the approach. That's really my daily angst-ridden struggle is, okay, I've decided what I've decided with Mike. I'm done with all of that. You can go. We're done. I've seen what I've needed to see. But now I tangle with the whole, okay, how do we best go about trying to fix this freaking mess again? Because it really is an ever-changing, rapidly changing landscape. It's very different than it was the last time we did this exercise. It's very different the time, like you got to go all the way back. I mean, I was doing this show when it was time for Bobby to move on. And, that was a different set of circumstances. The landscape was very different. Everything about that situation was different. And our conversations were different because of it. And then even post Chimbo was still kind of the old way of viewing college football and seeing what's becoming of college. All of the changes that we've enacted in this sport, many not for the better, hadn't happened yet. And So now you got to look at it through an entirely different prism than you did before. And it is taxing. And I don't mean taxing as in, I just intellectually can't wrap my mind around it. No, I can. I can very much so, but I don't know what I want. Do I want to go the route of the model of an NFL franchise with some tweaks? Because it's still not completely like an NFL franchise. Because, an NFL franchise, you have a GM, and a GM drafts players, unless you've ceded that authority to the coach. That usually doesn't work out. And that GM gives the players to the coach, and the coach coaches the players. Now, the coach has input. Of course he does. But for the most part, he kind of has to stand down. That's why the GM's there. But the GM answers to a president who's very involved, and the president can fire the GM like right here, quick, fast, in a hurry. Whereas in college football, the guys that we're thinking about hiring for that role would have a lot of authority. They would oversee everything about how this is being run. And they would be, in a weird way, a more important figure than your head coach. Whereas in the past, in college football, your head coach was kind of the be-all, end-all. He could tell if he's successful, he could tell the athletic director to suck it. I mean, the athletic director wasn't telling Nick Saban a damn thing. And for a long time, the athletic director wasn't telling Bobby Bowden a damn thing, or Steve Spurrier a damn thing. Go on and name your gods of the sport. They had total control. And until recently, or until these changes here soon, I think that's true in general. Like, the best coaches in the game can get away with almost anything if they're winning and winning big. Like, what? George's not saying anything to Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's got kids running over people on a daily basis. They're like, great win Saturday, coach. I mean, nothing happens there over and over again, right? But he's one of the few and far between. And so I think moving forward, you bring in a guy that you feel very good about his X's and O's, his knowledge of the game, his game planning. And you know how many people that consists of in the world of college football? Hundreds. Like, you're not picking some sort of iconic figure that is going to allow for the program to recruit itself. The dispersion of talent is such that the difference between the 10th ranked team in the country and the 30th ranked team in the country is kind of nil. They're the same team. Any given Saturday, mix and match, you don't play well, you get beat. The dispersion of talent is such that you can't stockpile the talent the way that you once did. Very few places can. Ohio State does. They're at top of the food chain right now. They're the most consistent program in America, and they do have talent upon talent upon talent, but it's really rare to see that anymore. You're even seeing programs like Georgia lose guys and suffer the consequences. They're not as Teflon as they were, right? They can be beat. You play poorly, if you're Georgia, you get beat. Or you're in a tight game against the team that on paper you have no business being in a tight game with. So because of that, my mindset is like, man, don't go spend $10 million on a coach. Go spend $3 million on a coach and give him a 3-year deal with a nothing buyout. So you're not bent over a barrel again by Sexton, who's had his way with every administration in this country at some point or another. And I think it's going to stop. I think this is all trending in a very different direction.
Yes, for the market of the free agent head coach, yeah, I mean, there are so many other places that you need to pay, so many other mouths you need to feed with athletic revenue. And if the sport's going to have parity on top of it, and you can't just own it like Saban did or Dabo did or we did for like a blip on the radar under Jimbo, you can't own the sport. Yeah, what are you paying for? You're paying because somebody else is going to offer that coach the same amount of money? Like for Lane, let's say Florida goes after Lane and they really make a push. He's at 9 right now. We talked about this on Monday. I think the going rate would be $13 or $14 million because you wouldn't be the only team trying to woo him away from Ole Miss if you're the Florida Gators and you have your opening. There might be another team or two. So you're going to compete. Ole Miss is going to give him a bump because he's succeeding right now. He's at 9. They'd go to 11, 11 and a half, 12. So what are you going to have to do to win that bid? Term, meaning length of the contract, and total dollars. Is that really the most efficient use of your money?
Correct.
I agree with you. I don't think it is in this day and age. But the whole thing is if you bring an underwhelming coach in, then you got to have somebody who can sell it in two ways. Somebody who could sell it to the 18-year-olds with your rev share plus your NIL, which would be the assistants. And then somebody who can sell it to the fans who would be a figurehead, a general manager who also can set the agenda of what you do outside of the football part of the operation.
I don't think that Florida State's next head coach is going to be a home run PR hit in the minds of the fans. I don't think they're going to go that route. First of all, I don't know how many of those guys exist anymore. It used to be when a coach's time was up. Let's use Franklin, for example. Of course, the rumor is after this weekend, Florida's job is open. Everybody's heard that by now. It's been posted a million different places. I talked to a Florida guy that I'm dear friends with. He's a Bull Gator, great guy despite that fact. And he was telling me already, yeah, it's done. It's when the game's over, they got the bye week, he's out. It's over. So let's just say that's true. But you have the Penn State job open and you'd have the Florida job open and you'd look at a couple other jobs in any given year, right? And you'd say, oh, well, these 4 dudes are definitely going to be the ones that they're bidding against each other for. And, who do you think's the best fit here? Which of these 4 superstar coaches would you place here, here, and here? Man, name those 4 superstars for me. Who are they? Where are they? Where are the guaranteed successes that is just waiting to come in? I mean, they don't exist right now. The game has changed totally. Everything about it. You can't stockpile talent. You don't have that ability anymore. And, I mean, when you talk to football coaches, any of them, and I've talked to a ton of them in my job over the years, on and off the record, when you get into long form off the record, I'll give you one that's it was off the record, but it wasn't anything salacious. Me and Brent Key talked for a long time at the ACC kickoff this year and last. And for whatever reason, he took a liking to me, and I like him. And we had a good conversation, and we talked about Winky and some other things. But we were just talking about coaching, the profession, all of it. And he was saying that, look, is it challenging? He was talking about winning at his alma mater, trying to win at Georgia Tech, and the things that they're up against. And he's like, one of the things that's a problem is the perception of my program, what it is, compared to, say, in Alabama or whatever. So if you're in a battle with somebody and one of those big schools really like them, it's going to be very hard for you to win that battle because of the perception of those programs. But he was talking about how much that's changing, that look, man, you can win anywhere now. You're seeing that now because of the rev share. And you just have to really know what you're doing, have a defined role for a kid, and sell him on that vision of how that's going to look. Because you're going to pay him. He's going to get paid either way. And in theory, you're going to pay him the same ballpark figure that anybody else is going to pay him, unless he's one of those top 3 players in the country. And Georgia Tech aren't getting those guys.
What's remarkably coincidental about that is it's at the time you're expanding the playoff. If you had a 12-team playoff 10 years ago, it would be a farce in the first round and the second round. Because while there might be 3 super contenders in a given year and maybe 2 or 3 teams that could beat them in a given weekend, there weren't 12. There weren't 12 candidates, going back to the TCU Boise State argument back in the day.
Right.
It would have been a total farce, and those first-round games would have tanked in terms of ratings. But the 12-team playoff, perhaps 14, 16-team playoff, is coinciding in an era where the 12th team could beat the 5 seed. And the 10th seed could go on a run and make their way to the semifinal. Maybe it's too much after that, but it wouldn't be stunning to see the number 9 seed or the number 10 seed making it to a later round. Hell, last year, the top 4 seeds all lost. So it's coinciding at a time where if you're Brent Key and you're in a situation like Georgia Tech, you can make that pitch more effectively than ever. I think when the playoff was first conceived as a 12 team, it was, well, you could get in the playoff. And that's where we stopped.
Right.
Now you can get in the playoff if you're Tech, and you could make some noise in a given week. Sure.
Yeah, the matchup's right. It's all about your matchup. Like Penn State got very lucky. Their matchups were perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not have been matched up better than Penn State was matched up. That's why a lot of people wink, wink, nod, nod. Like, yeah, Franklin, you won a playoff game, but come on, who are we kidding?
Well, sure. But I mean, let's just say that Tech made the playoff last year. I mean, they had Georgia dead to rights, and that wasn't a great Georgia team last year. If you put them in that one game, one-off setting, SMU could have beat Penn State if, the quarterback didn't play one of the worst games in college football history. Like, it's all within a margin in a way that it hasn't been before, and you can prove that fact, which means that those pitches are going to be more effective from a Georgia Tech, from an SMU, or name your school lower tier, Indiana, name your lower tier school within the power construct, and it's now more possible than ever before.
If you want to know how possible it is, you just mentioned the name. Indiana. Indiana made the playoff a year ago. Indiana is in contention, certainly very much so, in contention to make the playoff this year. Indiana has the best win of the year on the road against Oregon. That dude's been there for a year and a half, and they have a chance to go to back-to-back playoff appearances. And if you look at the speed on defense and the talent at quarterback that he has, he doesn't need to leave Indiana to compete for a national championship. That was never the case as recent as 7 years ago. You could not compete for a national title at Indiana. You could not compete for a national title. Name 80 teams. And the answer is, keep dreaming, baby. It is never going to happen. Try to make a bowl, get your 8-9 wins, be done with it. That's it, that's all. But that's not true anymore. It's not true anymore for a lot of reasons. So he's actually got the luxury, does Kurt Signetti, of just saying no. I'm good here, man. I'm making a gazillion dollars. Mark Cuban has stepped to the plate as an Indiana graduate and is allegedly given all kinds of money to that program because all these Indiana people who for years loved basketball and celebrated Bob Knight and all the titles and all the things at Indiana basketball, they're kind of loving this football success. And all he has to do and has done is gone and say, you like this? We're not going to be able to sustain it without your money. And they've said, yeah, I do like this. This is awesome.
Well, and that's where it gets to the larger talking point about coaching searches and vacancies and top candidates. Does that mean that if there are 15 teams in a given year that can compete for the title in a given year, that can reasonably say, hey, if the ball bounces our way, we can win, that all of those coaches need to be paid $9, $10, $11, $12 million a year because they're all championship caliber? Or does the market come back to earth a little bit, or expands at a little slower rate, put it that way, instead of the exponential growth that we've seen? I don't think that's going to apply to Lane Kiffin and James Franklin this cycle. They're both going to make gobs of money. But before, if you wanted to bring in a coach and you were a top 20 program, there was a baseline of money that you were going to have to expect to spend. We're an interesting trial case if we take it to market this year. If we do, it'll be an interesting trial case.
On that front, I promised every day this week I would take the temperature, I would call around, I would talk to money people, I'd figure out what the mood is in the room, all right? What are we talking about here? And I told you earlier in the week, and I told you in the midweek, and by the way, just as an aside, like any normal conversation you might be having at the bar or restaurant, whatever, here you go. It's the longest GD week of all time. How is it only Thursday? Jesus, man. We've been coming in here 15 days in a row. What is going on? Sorry. I don't know why this week feels that way.
Good thing the game's early on Saturday.
God almighty, this is the longest week of all time. I think that loss just ended up kicking me in the cojones. I'm like, every day, this again. This sorry ass. But, okay. So that's it. That's just me venting. That's just a moment of fandom. That's just me venting. Getting up, shaking my head, pouring coffee at 5:27 a.m. this morning. Like, God, dog it. You make me talk about this again with your God, dog it. It's like the guy yesterday who in the chat was like, just go ahead and lose on Saturday night, Mike. Just get it over with. Just go. We know where this is going. Just let's expedite the process. Lose this game. They got no choice. They fire you on the spot. There you go.
This is one time we wish we were USF, just play Thursday at noon. See what's next. What is next?
I mean, God almighty, just hours. Goodness. So, what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, getting on a plane in 2 hours to head to San Francisco. John, I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you enjoy Palo Alto. It is lovely. I have a dear friend that graduated from Stanford. I've gone out there a couple times. It's an awesome place. Campus is beautiful. It's not very rabid football-wise if you've never been, but it's what it is. It's a lovely place. Enjoy yourself.
I told Ira
out there,
this week that because he's flying out there either today or tomorrow.
It's today, yeah.
This is the one that you look outside the window. There are some flights that who gives a damn. There ain't nothing out there. This is one where if you have a window seat, enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's a gorgeous flight, even all the way down to the landing, because the airport's in a really cool spot, too.
Yes, it is. So, back to our task here and what we're thinking about with coaches and all that. What the hell was I saying?
You were going to talk about checking in when taking temperatures.
Oh, yeah. So, good news, bad news. I don't know how you want to look at it. So, early in the week, the big time money people were not inclined to move on this just yet. They were not feeling the pinch, the urge to make a move just yet, right? they were sitting back and kind of contemplating. I mean, we are at a place where it's the elephants in the room. Nobody's ignoring what's happening here in the midst of 3 straight losses.
Your hand is not forced in this moment either as a decision maker.
Right. So now you're sitting around and you're kind of like, just, hey, guys, not for nothing. When would we want to? No. This is the classic Kings are killed, Mr. Garrison. This is it's being spoken of. And I maintain once it's in the ether, then it's just a matter of time, right? So that part of it's there. But I did some more calling around, talking to a few people, had somebody of note reach out to me. What are you laughing about?
I was just saying this would be the ultimate tease of all time. And he said, and we'll tell you what they said after these words.
A professional talk show host would do that. A professional talk show host would take this to break because I'm already late for break. But we've spent years not being a professional talk show host. Or at least breaking the conventional wisdom with the rules about commercials. I was doing podcasts before podcasts existed. And I had a couple people, and it perked my interest. I kind of piqued my interest. I was kind of thinking, that's interesting. So I did some more checking based on this one phone call that I got and this one conversation that I had. And the guy that I was talking to is definitely tuned in and locked in. And he said, he goes, man, he's not as safe as you think he is. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, no. He's not as safe as you think he is. You think that like this, he's going to make the season? Yeah, I think he'll probably make it through the season. I know what good it would do to fire him right now. And he's like, well, hey, if he loses to Stanford, he's gone. I'm like, well, yeah, I think everybody kind of realizes that would be it. That Stanford team's not any good. And to lose 4 straight, I mean, dude, it would be another telltale sign that they have decided to tune you out. And we've got to make a move now. But I said, short of that, I think, he'll make it through the year. They'll have to make an assessment depending on what it looks like. And he goes, don't be so sure, man. There are some major power brokers at Florida State that are extremely pissed about what's happened here. Some people that put themselves out there with all of the money being spent and all of the projects and all of the phone calls they had to make to people to stroke awfully big checks to people that they've depended on for years to be the backbone of funding for all that they're trying to get done. And you got to make that call, and you got to convince, and you got to wine and dine, and you got to massage egos, and you got to ask once again for more money to get all of this stuff done with the promise that it's going to be different this time. It's going to be okay. It's going to be different this time. And then they go out and lose 3 straight, 2 of them at home, and you've lost, 8 straight ACC games. And those people are like, yeah, I can't make that call anymore, man. I can't call those people anymore. They hang up on me. They're done. So when we lose them, when we lose the people that stroke $10, $20 million checks a year to this university, when they wash their hands, that's your ass. That's when you start over. And there are a few that are of the that's your ass mindset. Now, I don't know how many you need to pull the trigger, to pull the lever, and the floor falls out from under Mike. I don't know how many you need, but there's at least a couple that are like, yeah, man, peace. Done. Until he's gone, done. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. And our partner, ISF Inc., is a national management and IT.
Yourself. Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas, locally owned, and the easiest way to find relaxation at home.
If you're looking for the perfect date night spot, treat your special someone to a cozy courtyard dinner at Café de Martín, Tallahassee's hidden gem for authentic Peruvian cuisine. share a bottle of wine, dive into our sizzling lomo saltado to savory handmade empanadas or our famous chupe de camarones, and fall in love with the flavors of Peru. Visit Café de Martín, where every dish tells a love story. Online at cafedemartin.com.
Parker Services, comforts just a call away. 222-7722. AC and electric is what we do. Service, repairs, and installation too. 222-7722. Parker Services, comforts just a call away.
Is your home ready for anything? At Parker Services AC and Electrical, we do more than just keep you cool. We keep your whole home running smoothly. From AC maintenance and duct cleanings to whole home generator installations, we've got everything you need for comfort and reliability. Join our Peak Performance membership to keep your HVAC system in top shape and catch issues before they turn into costly repairs. And with a reliable generator, you'll never be left in the dark again. Call Parker Services today, where comfort is just a call away.
Parker Services, comfort's just a call away.
Florida license number CMC 050334 and EC 1301240.
Injured? Call Basic Brooks and come back stronger. Offices, Tallahassee.
Hey everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954-369-6171, or go to loansforknowles.com. Again, that's 954-369-6171, and that's loansforknowles.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 373031.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Knowles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
It's Redemption Thursday. I have not touched on the wagers just yet. We began with our, cathartic conversations that we're helping. We're all just walking each other home. We're just trying to get home, everybody.
Strength in numbers.
Just try to hang out, everybody. Just buck up.
I'm a believer in the single person versus mob argument that's been made.
Right. Yeah.
However, there are times in your life where you do realize that strength in numbers is a good thing. And usually it involves a walk. Usually it involves moving from one place to the other. That's where you feel the most empowered by the group. That could be on a vacation.
Yeah.
That could be on a city block. When I was in, we got off on the wrong subway stop in 8th grade.
Yeah.
In New York.
Gather around, everybody.
We were supposed to go to Little Italy.
Yeah.
We were in Chinatown, and it was around 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Let's all gather in here.
Everybody, yes.
Keep it ahead. Yeah.
So everybody take an arm.
That's like when you're floating in the middle of the ocean after a terrible plane crash or boat goes down. Surround yourself. Now, you don't want to be those people out on the edges.
That's right. No,
Tommy, you take the outside this time. I got the inside.
No, it was actually senior high school, not 8th grade. And we're walking by, people muttering to themselves and screaming.
Yeah.
A guy down the road, and we're like, oh, okay. 8 blocks,
don't need
7
that.
blocks,
Yep.
6 blocks.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Keep going.
Everybody keep moving.
Steady. Okay, Martha, pay me. We haven't had a losing week yet.
Holy moly.
Look
at
at what we got going on here, kids. Yeah. I see all the McConaughey's. I'm surprised you should put it on every game because it's pretty obvious at this point. I'm dipping into my stash every week on the show here.
This is the cookie tin with the plastic bag within it.
Yes.
That's what you're dipping into.
Yeah. I know. I'll tell you this. We did not do great last week. We were a little. I think 5-5 action is what we were. So, not a losing week, but not a winning week. We need this to be a winning week. So I gave you some same game parlays today, so we all feel the juice tonight when we watch an otherwise nondescript NFL game. I was like, man, I need a little something. Cal minus 9.5 versus North Carolina. That Carolina program, as you all know, is reeling. Ain't nothing saving this thing. This is a dumpster fire. The negotiation in Chapel Hill has to be underway. You got to call Lombardi in. He's a clown. You got to call Belichick in, and you got to be like, look, man, we both know this isn't working.
It's Belichick and Jordan. Both need to be called in. He won't be in that room
won't be
without
by
her.
himself. Yeah. This is the couple that's getting a divorce, and there ain't no other way. But they don't want to get bogged down in the courts, and they don't want to deal with a lot of the details, the things that really wear you out. So they're level-headed, and they both want out. And you bring them in, and you all right, now listen. It's over between us. We agree. That's it. Okay, look. You get the car or the house. I'll leave you the house if you want the house, and I'll take the car. It's a nice car. I'd put you in here. I'm being reasonable here. Take one or the other, and then here are the other assets. Let's go through them. Now, I'm going to take the all the stereo system and everything. That's me. You don't care about that. I spent a lot of money on that. I'm taking that with me. Okay, good. We good? Good. Check. All right. You want that? Okay, sure. That's yours. That's all yours. Now furniture is going to get dicey because I love this wraparound couch. I always have. And I think you like it too. Now, I picked this couch out, and I do a lot of the laying on it to watch my games. So, I'll tell you what, you get the couch, but I'm taking the 100-incher. There's no way you get the 100-incher. I mean, I'm giving you the house. I'm taking the 100-incher. So that's how this is going to go. Now I got the car and the 100-incher. Look at you. You got a house and this kick-ass couch. I don't want to hear it. Now let's go in the rooms. This is what's got to happen at Carolina right about now. You've got to be like, look, Bill, I know you're not going to quit because you've got us bent over a barrel. I can't say barrel. Anyhow, and you are just screwing us. It is minute after minute, hour after hour, and I'm tired of it. And you're embarrassed, and this is humiliating. Every week, your reputation, your legend, all of it in flames. We're going to get housed by 60 by sorry-ass Cal because you don't know what you're doing. You're wandering the earth aimlessly. Why don't we do this? Why don't you take $10 million and get in your car, and we never need to see each other ever again? Let's just do that. And I'll promise not to say anything negative at the press conference today, and then we'll go.
I'll bonus a couple of boxes of Chapel Bill shirts. I don't think we're going to sell them, so you can have them.
All right, bring the graphic back up. The bottom is only all in. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is a no. Yeah, no, yeah.
Wait, what's the problem?
No. Okay, I see what he's saying. No.
Read the chat. What do they say?
No, minor complaint about the graphic. You used to put the home team in caps, but this graphic is all in caps. That is a minor complaint. Yeah. It did differentiate. I would put the home team, the entire word, not just the first letter, was all in caps. So we'll fix that for next time. You guys can go look up who's at home and who's away. Tom was typing quickly, making sure to get
that was a little Control-C, Control-V action is what it was. and the font choice was one that defaults to caps.
That sucks. Because I did it properly in the email. You got screwed by the font default. We can fix it.
I can also tell you. So the first two games, the home team's on the left. The next two games, the home team's on the right. We're off and running.
There you go. Give me Cal minus 9.5 against North Carolina for all the reasons I just said. Duke minus 1.5 against Georgia Tech. There's your ACC loss, Georgia Tech. How about do we want to bring him in? Florida State ties.
Who's that?
Duke.
Oh, Diaz?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, me neither, Tom. But hell, he's doing a hell of a job at Duke. He's a Knoll. He'll recruit. Baylor +3 against TCU.
Baylor's on the road.
And they're going to win the game outright. But I'll take my 3. Texas A&M delay the wood to Arkansas, inclined to take the over on that game as well.
A&M's on the road.
I think that total's in the 60s already. But I think A&M's going to score in bunches against that Arkansas team. Indiana -27.5 against Michigan State. This isn't, by the way, this is not, as far as A&M goes, this is not, or Michigan State goes, this is not me overreacting to Indiana's win over Oregon. It's that I've watched Michigan State. Man, they're terrible. I mean, Michigan State's got problems, and we both like that coach. What the hell happened? What happened to my man?
And that game is in Bloomington.
It wouldn't matter. East Lansing, Bloomington, same boring-ass place. I mean, that's a toughie. And we like his offense so much so that we use it in college football 26 and 25. Do you use his offense still?
Oh, do you really?
I did, based on what you talked about last year. I got all excited about it, and then I
so, oddly enough, I use one of the frauds offenses. I
you
use
run some run and shoot nonsense?
No, I run Brian Kelly's power spread.
The
four
verts.
Well, that's a play, but they have such a variety of shotgun and then a little bit of pistol, which I enjoy running out of the pistol. 2 formations there. But they also do a condensed shotgun set with quad tights. You have 4 tight ends in the game.
That's nice.
You go power.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like that. I like that book.
By the way, if Michigan State fires Jonathan Smith, Tom's favorite coach, we could bring him here on the cheap.
Sure.
Like $50.
Maybe even as the OC.
$50 for Jonathan Smith to come to Tally. Didn't go well at Michigan State. We understand. It's tough to win there right now, but he's only 46 years old. He's young.
Don't get my hopes up.
He looks beleaguered. Have you seen him lately? That look on the sideline? Woo! Tough times.
I would bring a pennant to his introductory press conference that just said yay, and I would wave the pennant. Yay.
Oh, man, that's funny. Hey, listen, that guy got something out of a deadbeat for a quarterback at Oregon State to the point where we want that deadbeat. So there you go. He worked a minor miracle there. Texas Tech -7.5 against Arizona State. At the time that I made this bet, and I need to do my due diligence, but at the time that I made this bet, I was assuming that once again Arizona State was starting Jeff Sims. And any game that Jeff Sims starts, I take the other team. He is a putridly sorry quarterback and has been his entire life. Of course, he did beat us.
That's right.
Hey, that's another Mike Norvell special. But
games at Arizona State.
Yeah. But if Sims is starting, get ready for a Texas Tech beatdown. East Carolina, team total over 35. Tulsa's defense ain't for me, man. Let's go. NFL, same game parlay. Spruce up your Thursday night, kids, with a little Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 passing touchdowns, coupled with a little Joe Flacco. Flactorious. Just got to throw 1 touchdown, Joe. Just the one for the purposes of our parlay. And Chase Brown, going to step it up, baby. Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions. Let's go. 3 receptions in the first quarter for Chase, and we're rocking chair in this thing, baby. Let's get it done. Same game parlay number 2. Now, buddy, if you're living dangerously, you can put them all together, and those odds are massive. I may know somebody who did that.
The second one, though, is like a healthy dog. It's got 4 legs.
It does. And if you combine it with the other one, it's got 7 legs.
And
pizza money.
An
pizza
amputee
money.
octopus.
Pizza money. Let's go. Jalen Warren over 9.5 first quarter rushing yards. We're digging deep. Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 first quarter rushing yards. Chase Brown over 9.5 first quarter receiving yards. DK Metcalf, 5+ receiving yards in the first quarter. Let's go to war. We got this thing. When those two same-game parlays hit tonight, kids, you tell everybody you know my favorite person is Jeff Cameron. I love him.
Can you review what the odds are on the 7-legger?
Yeah, let me go pull it up in my personal bets here. What do I got?
The 7-legged special.
We'll go to break, and I'll do it during the news, and I'll come back with it. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
The Wakulla County Sheriff's Office arrested a man.
Introducing Harry's Plus. Oh, I've told you about Harry's razors before. Here's a little bit of the shaving cream they sent me. Thank you. Sent due to Beeper. Also, Harry's got the travel pack razor. I got the Harry's in the back bathroom. I got the Harry's for my kids. What are we talking about? Well, they're high school kids. One of them's a senior. He needed a good razor. Harry spent 10 years developing their most advanced razor yet, an entire decade of R&D for the smoothest possible shave. And I can attest to that because I shave every morning with Harry's. And you won't find a better blade. And I've tried all of them. Refined blade technology. I could tell you about that. I could talk to you about the quality, the barbershop quality shave. Feels like almost like a straight razor. It's unbelievable. And their razors still cost less than Gillette Fusion, which is crazy. So you get this premium shave without this exorbitant price. Risk-free trial right now. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right. No questions asked. Here's what you do, guys. For a limited time, our listeners can get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/warchant. Get you a Harry's razor. The set includes the all-new Harry's Plus razor, one refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foaming shaving gel. Got that too. Yeah. And travel cover to protect your blades when you go on the road. Just head to harrys.com/warchant to claim this offer. And after you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support this show, the Jeff Cameron Show. Support Warchant. Tell them that we sent you. That's right, harrys.com/warchant.
And now you can too. Experience the power of cold therapy in your own home. Come see the Vigor Cold Plunge, available only at Pinch a Penny on Capitol Circle Northeast and Greer Road.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
I was just thinking, I never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood.
Wow, good days.
So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played.
Kind of like the bikes we built.
Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played.
And they still try to break the rules, right?
Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life.
And the best game you ever played was that game.
Never been a better one.
Hey, you want to have a Gordo Smash, Jeff?
I do. I'd like that. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
All right, I'm in the midst of building this parlay for the audience. See what we would get.
Some current odds.
Right now, it's not great, but I'm removing some things. I'm not removing things. I'm just adding. All right, what do I need here? I need Chase Brown. All right, we'll have to do this. We'll do it throughout the show. We'll do it at the top of the hour as well, and then I'll come back and I'll have the whole thing. Come on, Chase Brown. I need you, baby. I'm relying on you tonight to do some things. Let's go receptions, Chase Brown. Over 2.5. Bam. Let's go. Playing that all day.
Bam.
Now we got some Jalen Warren action. First quarter rushing yards. We'll get there. Right now, it's a little 3-bet, soon to be a 7-bet. I'll get to the 7-bet part before when we get to the start of the next hour. We'll have some fun with it.
The amputated octopus.
And that's what we'll call it. We're going to run to the window. Pay my amputated octopus, baby.
It's the Ampi-Octi.
Pay my amputated octopus and get you some. Oh, that would be so fun. Anyhow, those are your Redemption Thursday wagers. Pay me, Martha. Let's get it done. Let's hope it happens. let's get to where I had one that hit. I told you that my favorite part of the year so far in gambling is I did a pretty extensive parlay that I forgot that I had done. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, why is there extra certain amount of money in my account? And I was like, where did this come from? And then I went and pulled up the app and went, oh, we hit one. It was like an 8-legger. Yes, let's go. Good times. All right. RFG says he prefers Norvell and the Knowles just to start winning games. Winning solves all your problems. It's true, but we've been waiting on the winning. We've been waiting on the winning of games. Moreover, we've been waiting on the winning of ACC games. Like, that has been very problematic for Mike, the winning of ACC games.
It has been, yes. In fact, you could say that essentially now it's 8 in a row. It's lost a full season's worth of ACC games. Florida State did finish dead last, solo last in the ACC last year. You would be staring that right in the face with a loss this weekend. So let's get out of the cellar. Let's see if we can do better than finishing last in the ACC this year. Winning Saturday would go a long way. I did find the screenshot because you gleefully sent me the 8-legger that you won. And can I say the amounts, or would you prefer I'd not?
Leave the amounts out of it. What was the 8-legger that I won?
Well, it was Jordan Love passing yards over 234.5, Matthew Golden receiving yards north of 445. Oh, these are all over, so I'll just do that. Hawkinson, 37.5 receiving yards. Saquon Barkley, 13.5 receiving yards. Penix, 226.5. Hampton, 64.5 rushing yards, and then it cuts off on the screen. But the odds were plus 31.94.
Yeah.
Plus 3,000,
yeah.
3,200.
Well, yeah, that was a good day. That was a good day. And so when I won that bet and forgot I had laid that bet, I woke up on that Monday after all those Sunday football games and was like, holy Jesus, look at this. So I was set for the year. I will not lose money on gambling this year at all. It'll be impossible for me to do it unless I get silly and like make a $10,000 bet or something like that. You know, like I've set. So I put that aside. I'm like, woohoo, we're all good. Now let's turn this little bit of money into some big money and let's go.
Hey, hon, we're going to the Sizzler.
I actually did say when she came home that night, hey, we're going to the beach this weekend. Don't worry about it. We're all good. I got us a nice place, balcony overlooking the ocean. We're set, baby. We are going. She's like, keep gambling, Daddy. Yeah. She goes, oh, don't worry. I know you don't tell me when we don't win. I'm like, right. But she goes, I see that you're doing all right. I'm like, okay. So we do tonight get the benefit of what we had last night and the night before and the night before and what we will have in the night after and 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 the night after. How great is that? It's just football every day. Now you spruce in. You got the butter that you're injecting into the turkey. You're like, here's a little NHL hockey. Don't mind if I do. Here's a little Major League Baseball playoff. Don't mind if I do. You just keep adding things. It's glorious. Glorious.
And you get that first game at 3 o'clock local time, but 6 o'clock Eastern. It's an early day in the Pacific for the Dodgers fans who are trying to avoid traffic, but you get Milwaukee Dodgers, which if it's going to be an interesting series, it has to go Milwaukee's day-to-day, much like the 8:33 first pitch tonight between Toronto and Seattle in 4K is now a 2-1 series in Seattle.
I have bet only the road teams to win.
Okay. All right, going to the beach again.
Major League Baseball's home field advantage does not exist in any way, shape, or form. There is no such thing. It is a matter of whether or not the guys you select to pitch are better than the guys that they select to pitch on any given day.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again.
You found the old.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again.
That's nice. Jeff, do you expect FSU to hang with a Final Four team in Alabama tonight? Talking college basketball. Yeah, you strikeadocious is no, I don't think so. I don't know how serious Alabama will take it because it is an exhibition game, but if they take it at all serious, no, I don't think Florida State will hang. Here's the thing. I've had this conversation a couple times this week. I'm going to have it again because I just really want people to have a real understanding of this process that we're in. I think you got to coach with a vision. I think you coach with a plan. I think you got a coach that has secured yeses from 3 currently very important players. I have been told in no uncertain terms, there's no caveat to this. I have been told that those players of which I speak, that Florida State has secured commitments from in the world of basketball, that those are as solid as any commit can be.
They knew what they were saying yes to in the beginning, right? That's where the effective communication out the gate from the head coach, instead of saying, watch what we do this year, it's don't mind what we do this year.
Correct.
You're going to be fine.
So when they got Marcus Ponder, baby Shaq, I was told right off the bat, don't worry, he's not going anywhere. He's coming to Florida State. He'll survive all the people that are throwing money at him and saying he's coming to Florida State. I asked about Colin Paul. You have 4-star commitment and all that, and they said, no, he's not going anywhere. I said, wait a minute, I'm detecting a trend. The big 3, the 3 that we've gotten, Brandon Bass is the other one. We've gotten him to say yes as well. These are all big-time recruits. They're wanted by all the bigger programs, which right about now is every program not named Florida State is bigger than us. But, I mean, the elite programs all want these kids. How are we going to keep them? It's cool that we got verbals from them now, but there's a whole year, and how are we going to keep them? All the big money that's going to be thrown at them, the results on the court this year will maybe discourage them from sticking with their commitment. And my source said, no, you don't have to worry about it. They're coming here. Okay. All right. Now that's what he said. I'll take his word for it. He had no real reason to say that or lie to me about that. So, unless something really off. Now, the only thing I have heard, I guess there is a caveat. The only thing I have heard is if they go out there and go 4-25 or something, that, yeah, if it's a complete dumpster fire, then I suppose all bets are off, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Well, my question would be, and maybe it's something you can ask your guy, you're awfully connected to this program.
I am.
Are they early signing period guys? Because that would be middle of next month. The regular signing period is not till April of next year. So would they maybe in November?
I didn't ask. I can ask. I can figure that out. I don't know.
It'd be nice.
It'd be cool. It's funny that Luke, I'll give him credit. He wants to play the fastest team in America. He wants to be the fastest team in America, so he's going to play the fastest team in America in a game that doesn't count. So his guys can get a feel of what it's like to play fast. Yeah, that's what it's going to be like to play fast. Watch these guys get out and go. Hour 2, forthcoming. Stay with.
Some men follow the crowd. Others take the long way, the wayward way. At thewaywardgent.com, we've curated the gear, gadgets, and grit every respectable man needs, from the fairway to the fire pit. We've identified the top-rated Amazon finds, so you don't have to. No fluff, just the good stuff. Visit thewaywardgent.com for the man who's not afraid to live a little off course. Thewaywardgent.com.
I got some pretty spooky news from my Paul's termite and pest control technician the other day. It turns out that I'm sharing my home with Formosan termites. Those little monsters do damage about 4 times faster than the regular termites. Fortunately, Paul's discovered them on a routine general pest service, and they've already turned the Formosans back using an amazing treatment called Centricon.
Paul's was the first to introduce the Centricon termite colony elimination system to North Florida and is the leader in this non-invasive treatment. Instead of dumping gallons and gallons of harsh chemicals into our soil, Centricon uses environmentally sensitive treatments loaded in bait stations. These stations are placed around the home. Termites are present, they feed, and take it back to the colony, which is then destroyed. To learn more about Centricon and a free consultation, go to callpauls.com for the elimination of termite or any other pest.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Hey, this is for my homeowner friends out there. You know who you are. When you get your grass cut, you're going to inspect the work, make sure it's good. Get your house painted, check around every corner and edge, make sure that's done right. Get a new roof, gotta get eyes on those shimmering new shingles. Get your septic tank cleaned. Bet you're not popping your head down in there to take a look around. You gotta trust it's done right. I'll make it easy. Go see my friend Greg Miller, Miller Septic. They're my guys. I trust them, and you can too. MillerSeptic.com. That's it. That's the commercial. That's the whole thing. Check them out. That's MillerSeptic.com.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com. We conquer all creeks. We fix those darn leaks. Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Pay-per-view fights can ring up big bills, especially since in the Octagon there is one every few weeks. That's why the 7th Hill Tap Room right downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill carries every single fight. Plus, unlike most pay-per-view bars, there's no cover charge. And drink specials too, like $3 select domestic beers and more. And if you enjoy international soccer, 7th Hill opens early. $2 mimosas on Sundays, anyone? The 7th Hill Tap Room, 2475 Appalachia Parkway, just downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Gretna, Tallahassee. Your Sports Flash update on Real Talk 93.3 in Tallahassee.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers football quarterback Jamel Dean had a very solid week this past week in the victory against the 49ers. 4 tackles, an interception, a sack, and a forced fumble. And with that, he has been named the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. This is the first award for Dean, who has spent all 7 of his seasons with the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is getting ready for a game on Monday night when they're going to match up against the Detroit Lions. Football on Sunday, the Jaguars have a London game as they match up against the Rams, and the Dolphins are going to be on the road as they take on Cleveland. In the NBA preseason, the Orlando Magic, they're undefeated in preseason. They match up against the Pelicans tonight. This Sports Flash is presented by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo insurance and save with Progressive. I'm Matt Pauley on Real Talk 93.3.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Craving something different? Discover the bold and surprising flavors of Peru at Café de Martín. From sizzling lomo saltado to savory handmade empanadas, every dish is made with heart, history, and soul. Crafted by classically trained Chef Martín himself. It's not just food. It's a trip to Peru without the plane ticket. Swing by Café de Martín today and taste the tradition. Café de Martín, authentic Peruvian, right around the corner.
Barry knows school is keeping you comfortable. Barry knows school, you can put them to the test. Barry knows heating and air conditioning, keeping you comfortable. Is what Barry does best.
No matter how busy life gets, your home is the place where your family and friends show you they care and celebrate with you. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning always make sure your home is comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, Barano will always be there for you.
This is Tyler from Barano Heating and Air. Now you can schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device. Any day, anytime, anywhere. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, online online at baranoac.com.
Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Barry knows heating and air conditioning.
Tired of watching baseball score updates on your phone? Get off the bench and head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is your home for all MLB games in-state or nationwide. Enjoy the coldest drinks, Tallahassee's best wings, and watch your team in crystal clear comfort. And if you'd like to compete, come by Tuesday nights for CP Trivia and Thursday nights for Beer Bingo, where you can walk home with cold, hard cash. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Very quietly. Anybody intrigued by Louisville, Miami? I think Louisville's got some issues, and Miami ought to win that game. But Louisville is well coached. That is a guy, by the way, who I'd be interested in, but I don't think he's going to leave his alma mater. Just like Brent Key would be a guy that I'd be interested in, and I don't think he's going to leave his. So, you got two guys that are doing a good job at the places they played.
That also could lead you down a place that nobody wants to hear. I'm ducking from the vegetables that are being hurled our way. Pitt kind of destroyed Louisville and the meaningful parts of the game outside of key situations and turnovers. Like, Pitt kind of took it to him.
Bring Narduzzi in.
Well, no, that's not that's not the take. Maybe Pitt's kind of good, and they just don't know how to close games.
Everybody looks good against us, buddy.
That's why I'm ducking out of the way.
Everybody looks like they got the star quarterback of the future. Their team is turning the corner.
But from a sharp standpoint, just those losses to Louisville and West Virginia might give you a little extra value on Pitt. Certainly did last week. That's for sure. I'm sure there were some people around the country going, "What? 10.5?"
Well, yeah. If you had to bet it today, taking Stanford plus 17.5, I am. If I bet it, I'm not betting it.
Yeah, if I had to, I'm not going to touch it. What makes me scared is that they'll do super condensed sets with like 3 tight ends, and we'll mark the wrong man, and then it's 3rd and 6 and 4th and 2 and first down, and here comes a 9-minute drive. Like, okay.
Have you ever done the thing when this happens? Now, we don't have we haven't started the coaching board thing yet on Warchant, have we? That's not up there.
No.
That'd be funny as hell if Gene started a coaching search board right now, like on a random Thursday before we play Stanford. Like, all right, let's take a look at the coaching board. We're operating under the assumption this is done here. That would be great. But if you do the thing where you're like, all right, let's see, who's coaching Central Michigan? Anybody we know? What's his track record? Take a look at him. He'd probably come on the cheap. He's pretty good.
Where's Randy Sanders at?
What's going on?
I remember he had Etsu for a minute.
He did. He did well at Etsu, and then he abruptly had to quit. I think there was an issue in the locker room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that a Mike Leach allegation type issue? That's what that looked like.
I don't know. It was an unfortunate set of circumstances. It bothers me.
So would he bring toughness to an organization?
I think he would.
Is that what you're implying?
Yeah. But then you're like, okay, let's see. Who else do we got here? Who's the guy at? And then been very impressed with Texas State lately. Who's that guy? What do we got with? You just start going through the names. You're like, oh, maybe he would come here. Or what about that guy or this guy? Who's coaching Nevada. No, I don't want the guy from Nevada, but you get it.
Do you name your coaches in the dynasty your name, or do you give them a character? Is it an alter ego for you?
Oh, I'm always Jeff Cameron.
Oh, you are?
You're being coached by Jeff Cameron.
Oh,
We're not
wow.
having this. We're going to soar. Okay. Me and Army are going to soar to the top of the American Conference.
I create an alter ego. That's why I asked.
That's kind of funny.
Well, and it depends on the job that I take. Now, they won't change if I accept a new job. It's that guy forever. But Georgia Southern, oh, goodness gracious. They beat the Gators, Tom. Remember them.
Yeah. Without throwing a completed forward pass.
That's right. That's right. It's that was one of the better montages we've done.
Georgia Southern has beaten the Gators. Georgia Southern has beaten the Gators. Yeah, that was a good montage.
We should replace the promos for the games on Saturday with that. I wonder if they'd appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's Dr. Raymond Charles. It's son of Ray Charles.
And Dr. Raymond Charles.
Because George is always on his mind.
Ah.
And Dr. Raymond Charles looks perfect for the gig.
So I try to do it as best I can, flaws and all. So I grab the bald-headed guy right off the bat. I make it my height and weight. I do everything exactly the best I can. They don't have as great of detail in the college football game as they do some other games in which you can make
you're
a
right.
character.
You get like 5 outfits to choose from.
You don't really have much at all.
I wanted a suit to wear to the game.
You can do a suit.
You could do a shirt and tie. Not the same.
Not the suit. Yeah, you want the full suit.
So I went with the quarter zip, long sleeve.
I did quarter zip long sleeve.
You did? Yeah, it's the best looking thing there.
Well, I'm coaching
The pants
Army.
all suck too. They're all baggy and crappy.
Yeah. No, I'm coaching Army. It gets chilly. Mikey Stadium gets a little cold. Right. It's a little cold. I've got them believing though. We're off to a 5-0 start this year. Everybody's excited. Army's got it rolling. Just took a year to get it going, get my offense installed, get some players in here.
What kind of tempo do you run at Army?
Middle of the road. We're not upbeat. We're not that fast. We're not getting out and going. Because we want to run the ball, Tom. We want to run the ball. We're gonna lean on you. We're gonna wear you down. Set up play action. I'm a rugged team. That's the only way Army can be. We got to beat you up. We got to possess the football. We play good defense now. Very aggressive on defense. I'm running a 4-2-5.
Well, that's fair. 4-2-5 is good.
Yeah, running a 4-2-5, and we get after you. A lot of blitz packages. I move some guys around.
We demoralize you by going empty and having answers on either side of the formation for 4 different coverages, and the quarterback is smart enough to know where to look based upon those coverages.
You got a lot of motion?
Don't need it. No, just a lot of pre-snap adjustments. Think Peyton Manning, Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is have short and medium accuracy. That's all right. That's all we do. And then you get so demoralized that you're going to play soft, and then we hit you with the pistol. We pistol whip you.
Yeah, and that's what you call it, too. It's time to pistol whip them, boys. Right. Oh, my goodness. Lewis, member for 6 months. Woo! JC and Tom Lang, thoughts on a head coach like Hartline, a stone-cold recruiter that has been at the most consistent program in Ohio State. Woo! It's a lot of people brought up Hartline as well. And I need to talk to people in the business who cover Ohio State. I know what the results are. I actually have a guy there that does cover Ohio State that was here in Tallahassee one time, and I would love to get the straight dope on Hartline, the man. Now, I'm not a clutch your pearls kind of guy. I don't care if he's shaky. There are some people who'll be like, well, this guy and that guy, they've got a sordid background. They're a little shaky. They kill somebody? No? Cool. No sexual assaults? No? Okay, good. No child abuse? No animal abuse? Yeah, good. Okay, everything else is a go. We're good. I don't care. I'll let it go. You're not abusing people. You're not sexually assaulting people. You're not abusing animals in any way. And you haven't killed anybody. All right, good. We're good. Everything else we can live. There was that time with the cocaine 7 years ago in Miami. It happens. Let him go. He's cleaned up. We're all right. He bought hookers for players when he was at Louisville, Jeff. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I wish he hadn't got caught, but that's, it's less than ideal. It was a long time ago. I think he learned his lesson. We're moving forward.
I would never. Billy Minotti Hall.
Many, many moons ago, when I was desperate to get Florida State back on track, I talked about the recruiting mantra that I would have, and it was drugs, money, hose. And I was like, we we could get some kids.
As a society, since then, 2 of those 3 things are on the up and up now.
Totally. 2/3 of what I would have put into action to ensure that we got the recruits that we needed to win football games is now perfectly legal, wildly successful, embraced. What are you going to do? Optimus climb. What about Fran Brown as the next head coach? This is what's going to happen, man. Like, what ends up happening is that, I mean, Syracuse is 3-3. He's not sustaining his success. His 3 wins are over Colgate, UConn. Did get the Clemson win, but turned around and lost to Duke and LSU, Duke and SMU. Got blown out 38-3 by Duke, I might add. It's not. He's a fun press conference, man. They're going to lose at least 3 more times. You're not going to want him then. He's going to be a 6-7 loss guy this year. They're not going to go to a bowl. It hurts. It really does. I think, again, I want to stress something here, that this is so different than at any point in the past when we've had to go through this exercise. When we've had to have these conversations in the past, it was almost pretty, I mean, it was seemingly clear cut. You could say, listen, I didn't even bring up another aspect of this that is frustrating. For example, the landscape has changed, yes, but the money for anybody in the SEC or anybody in the Big Ten makes Florida State's job a rung lower on the ladder than it once was when we had this conversation. So a lot of the middling SEC to upper echelon SEC, not elite.
Missouri.
You knew that's where I was going.
Or Vandy, yeah.
Missouri's a good one because that is a very good head coach. Eli Drinkwitz is a very, very good head coach. And he's done a lot of very good things at Missouri. He's 40-something years old. He's young. I'd look at bringing him in. I absolutely would. He would be one of the candidates that I would want to bring in. Would he leave Missouri for Florida State? That's the other thing that we're having to deal with now because of the money, because of the freaking money.
I think this is where you'd have to have a discussion and a vetting if you're he or his agent, Drinkwitz, about just how much resource-wise Florida State deploys for the football program, because it ain't nothing. And this is
Top
the most
15 in the country.
Right, this is the most we've ever deployed for any coach in history, and that's been a 2-year thing. And that's where, if you really start to think about that a little bit more, it gets you really fired up about the situation that we have here, which is, okay, when you renegotiated and got your raise right after 13-1, I'm sure you had provisions that you asked for beyond coaching salary pool increases for your staff that we had to fire 10 months later. And there has never been in Florida State's history a more well-funded coach.
That is correct.
And since that point, we've won 5 games. And we're sitting here on October 16th of 2025.
See, what frustrates me, Tom, is I don't think that Drinkwitz would leave. He is a Broyles Award winner. He won the Eddie Robinson. It was an Eddie Robinson finalist. He won the SEC Coach of the Year in 2023. He's at a place that ought not be able to compete at a high level in the SEC, and yet they do. I mean, I don't know how many people watched Mizzou, Alabama last week, but Mizzou's driving. They've got the ball. They've got a chance to win the game. They got a chance certainly to tie the game. They got a wide open receiver. Quarterback makes the wrong read. I mean, he may walk into the end zone if he makes the right read. My point is, you knew that game would be close. You knew Missouri was going to play well and have a chance to beat Alabama. Think about it. That's kind of absurd. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but Florida State beat Alabama. Again, it's looking more and more like that was a fluke. And the version of Alabama that we see every week now is a better version than the one we beat. I hate to take credit away from us. It's just the reality. And I didn't think for a second that Mizzou wouldn't be in that game. That's just what he's built there. Is you're like, oh, yeah, they'll be They got a chance to win. Like any game when you see Missouri's name, you're like, Missouri's playing LSU. They could win that game. I wouldn't be surprised if they won that game. I think they're favored this week against LSU. Then you see Missouri, Alabama. You're like, oh, where is it? At Mizzou? Oh, they'll be in it. They got a chance to win it in the fourth quarter. Missouri versus Florida. I'll take Missouri. Missouri will beat Florida. Missouri versus Texas. It'll be a good game. Good game. They'll be right there in it. I don't know if they've got the line of scrimmage to win, but they'll be right there. Like, think about that. Saying that out loud. 40-something-year-old coach, SEC Coach of the Year, Missouri. Go get him. I'd go get him, but I don't think he comes to Florida State because he's getting SEC money. I just looked it up while we were talking. He's making $9 million a year. So you're not saving on Eli.
No, you'd be paying 11 or 12 to go get him. It's the same thing. I would say add 25% to be conservative. Add 20 to 25% on the annual average value, just like we are doing with Lane, because Lane makes 9. So they're actually, how about that?
Yeah, he and Eli make the same amount of money.
Wow. So you're looking at $12 million a year for him. Then he's going to have to go bring in his staff. Is the juice worth the squeeze on that one? I would rate that as more worth the squeeze than Lane, personally. But we all know my feelings about Lane.
We don't have the dudes, Gingerverse, because the guy that's in charge hasn't gone in and brought and or developed players here from the prep ranks. He's failed in recruiting. He's failed to put an emphasis on recruiting, and that will be his undoing. He is a guy that I think perhaps he and his staff engaged in a bit of hubris when they hit the home run in the portal and had the year that they did with the undefeated team, thinking they could do that year in and year out and just keep doing it. And you cannot do it. And we're seeing that now. It's being proven time and again. You can supplement your team. You cannot build solely through the portal. He's pretty much built solely through the portal. And he's caught up in a vicious cycle. He's not a great recruiter, and he's your best recruiter. Your next best recruiter is probably Chris Thompson.
On offense, yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Although Harris has done a nice job with receivers. Not that we would use them necessarily, but got a good class there. Evan Cooper tries hard, and I think he's pretty good at it. But yeah, you would need about 7 guys if you were addressing this issue the way that everybody was hoping. You can never recreate Jimbo's 1.0 staff, but you want to have a nice 20-minute segment where you could debate who's the best recruiter on the staff.
Right.
Where you go, well,
yeah,
I got to tell you, if this guy closes this kid and that kid from Louisiana.
Well, this is where it's changed. When you looked at Jimbo's staff, you had a lot of great recruiters early on, right? So you're looking, obviously, Eddie Grand was a very good recruiter.
Yep.
Tim Brewster was a very good recruiter. Damian Craig was a very good recruiter. Brewster's a clown, but he was a very good recruiter.
Oh, yeah, Brewster was just a little later from 1.0.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, there were always guys you could identify, though, as very good recruiters, and many of them were on the same staff together. So you had an assault, a recruiting assault, and Jimbo was a good recruiter himself. And more importantly, Jimbo was a great evaluator. So Jimbo would evaluate the player and say, that guy's potentially going to be an all-world corner. I know they're playing him at wide receiver down there, but we're going to bring him in and turn him into a corner because he's got those long arms, great feet, fluid hips. He can flip and go. Bring him in. I'll convince him to play corner. Let's go. And then they would go and find those guys that he just identified, and then they would sell it and make it happen, right? But the game's changed even there. But you do have to build those relationships. You do have to have those guys on your staff that are just tireless, that is their life, man, that's what they care about more than even the stuff on the field. I'll take care of the stuff on the field. I'll call the X's and O's. We're good to go there. You go get me some dudes. I'll even identify. Mike has a hard time identifying talent as well, by the way. I think he's wildly inconsistent there. You think about his most successful player. He didn't recruit Jordan Travis. Listen, the guys he's brought in at quarterback, come on now. Show me the one. Nary a one. So this is what we end up doing. You get madder and madder and madder when you think about it. It's tough. I wanted to your point, I wanted to bring this up. You were talking about something that made you mad. And
you got numbers?
No, so look, I did ask very specifically, and I was told be careful how we talk about this, but in no uncertain terms, I can tell you that Florida State is top 15 in the NIL in the country. All right. Well, if you're top 15 in the country, resources aren't your problem. You've got money. You can compete at the highest level.
Right.
You're not going to outduel for money, maybe at Ohio State or somebody like that, or at Georgia or whatever. But just about anybody else you're competing with, you can.
Well, oversimplify. That means you should be on the bubble at worst every year.
For
the playoff.
And not steady losing ACC games.
Probably a little better than that because your path in this conference is not competing against a bunch of top 20, top 25 NIL institutions.
FSU's assistant pool is top 10. FSU's assistant pool is top 10. Mike Norvell has a top 10 salary of any college coach. So Mike paid better than almost everybody in the country. Top 10 assistant pool, top 15 NIL. No, this is where you can't save him. This is where when even you're trying to make the argument, you're like, I can't help you. I can't help you, Mike. I mean, you've got everything you need. And now you've got these facilities that are upper crust. Not the indoor practice facility, which is nice, which is very nice. It's fine. But this football-only facility, have you seen this thing? It's unbelievable. There are people in the SEC that are going, God, dog, FSU. It's that kind of beautiful. Yeah. You can't help him. And there are times that I want to, where I'm inclined to, where I'm like, okay, come on, buddy. Let's go. I can't do it.
Well, yeah, you take a look at your 2 deep this year and then project out your 2 deep for 2026 and then do needs and list your needs and be Pollyannish about it. You still got a lot of guys you got to go get in the portal, like a lot. So where is the 3-year plan? You had a plan for this year, which was to stabilize, and that still might be successful. You might win 8 games this year. I'm not putting it past them. I know. I got it. Is it likelier than not? No. It's more likely that you don't win 8. But you could.
You could.
What have you accomplished, and what does it help you do next year?
Yeah, where are you headed?
Right.
Where are you going? What are you building towards? What's the vision? It's difficult, man.
Even ISF would have a problem with that one. Like, well,
solving for the future. We could do that next. Let me get to Tom, though. He did contribute really quick. Save the $75 million buyout. Hire the fat kid from Moneyball and a team of bagmen. Let's peel off an extra $25 million a year and get to the getting. The kids will play for Maine if the money is right. It's a good comment there, Tom. I do think you have to build relationships. I do think you have to have a real vision that you can sell. You do have to tell them what it is that you expect from them, what you see them doing in your plan, whatever that might be, right? Your offense, your defense, whatever the vision is that you have. Jimbo was very good at that, by the way, and I learned that from him, talking about, hey, look, you got to sit down with a kid and be brutally honest with him and say, look, man, I've watched you play. I look at your body type. I know what you're going to be. You're going to be 6'3", long arm, 220 pounds. You're perfectly suited for us here at tight end because I'm going to get you to 250 by the time you're a sophomore. You've got great feet. You can block. You can really run. This is what I want you to do. Boom, 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 boom. And we'll have a chance. You're making plays for me your second year. Here we go. And then you lay it out there, and they see it, and they work towards that end, and you move on. Obviously, everybody's got the same rev share. Now, the NIL stuff off the field, yes, I know Michael Alford is a little Pollyanna for my taste. He loves to believe that everybody's going to adhere to this system in place that is unenforceable regarding the NIL and how much these deals are worth or not worth and fair market value and all that nonsense. Everybody in the game themselves will tell you that's not how it works. He believes that it's going to be, but it's not how it's working currently. And that's unfortunate. And that's a different conversation. But anyhow, Florida State's top 15. They got money.
Well, you just said it. Maybe Chris Thompson, top recruiter. Elevate him to head coach. No. Spend all the money elsewhere on assistants and kids.
Goodness gracious. My man, Shannon Young. He'll get you that loan, baby. All my fellow Knowles, all of you, any of you. You don't have to be a Knoll. You just have to be somebody looking for a house. And you need the loan, and you need a guy that's going to get after it for you and ensure that you get the best deal possible. 7 different states currently: Florida, Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, and the Carolinas. Better rates, better options, stronger support, faster response. unwavering commitment. Loansforknowles.com. That's loanforknowles.com.
Can we talk about the most important things in your life? Your family, your friends, your home, and enjoying the time you spend together. You sure don't want to have to think about whether everybody's going to be comfortable. You want Tony Kelly to make sure everybody's comfortable. That's what Tony Kelly does, and that's what's most important for the entire Tony Kelly team. Their prompt, professional service and attention to detail, they're famous for it. Focus on what's most important to you and let Tony Kelly Heating and Air keep everybody comfortable.
Stay comfortable and stay focused on the most important things with Tony Kelly Heating and Air, committed to serving you and your family with exceptional service, skilled technicians, and reliable high-quality work. Go to TonyKellyInc.com to find their full range of HVAC services, including repairs, installations, inspections, and maintenance. TonyKellyInc.com or call 850-385-3774.
This time of year, we enjoy spending time outdoors in this beautiful North Florida climate until a mosquito attack begins.
Paul's Termite Pest Control can help you take your yard back. We have an affordable program to help keep mosquitoes away, and our program even helps with other pests like ticks.
Mosquitoes are a nuisance to you, and by carrying diseases such as heartworms, they can be harmful to your pets.
Learn more about how Paul's can help protect you, your family, and your pets from mosquitoes. For the elimination of termites, pests like mosquitoes,
and a greener lawn too,
call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Do you want to take your yard back by having a green and pest-free lawn?
At Paul's, we understand the unique needs of your North Florida lawn, which is why we developed a program to address those concerns.
Our treatment program includes inspection, treatment, and education on best practices for optimized results while remaining environmentally conscious. An added benefit is that our lawn treatment is flea suppression, so having a greener lawn can help protect your pets too. For a greener lawn and the elimination of fleas too,
call Paul's. We'll get them all.
It's where you raise your kids, where friends become family, where every corner has a story worth telling. It's your neighborhood. At ABC 27, we share those stories, bringing you news that connects communities, builds pride, and reminds us we're part of something bigger. We are ABC 27, in your neighborhood.
As you probably know, Fulmers buys, sells, and loans on just about anything of value. What you might not know is that when you buy something from us, we guarantee the total satisfaction of your purchase. Buy it, take it home, and if for any reason you decide you don't want it within 7 days, Fulmers will give you 100% of your money back. And if you decide you don't want the item within 30 days, Fulmers will let you exchange it for something you do want. At Fulmers, we guarantee you're going to be happy with your purchase or we'll buy it back. Fulmers, check cashing, pawn service, and sales. 2 times more than you might expect with 2 great locations.
This is Alex from Fulmers. We've been buying gold and silver jewelry, fine watches, and other collectibles for over 45 years. But did you know Fulmers buys and sells gold and silver coins, bars, and bullion? Don't get scammed online or pay high shipping and handling fees. Call or stop by Fulmers for a quick and easy quote. No matter if you're new to investing in bullion or have been collecting a lifetime, Fulmers is your local source for buying, selling gold and silver coins and bullion. Fulmers, more than you might expect with 2 great locations.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Just for you, Tommy, I did it during the break. I've got it. Let's all get there together, everybody. Let's see if we can. Little 7-bet parlay for tonight's same game parlay between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Ampy Octy.
The Ampy Octy is over a touchdown and a half passing touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers. Over half a touchdown for Joe Flacco, so we just got to throw one. Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions. Jaylen Warren over 9.5 rushing yards in the first quarter. Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 rushing yards in the first quarter. Chase Brown over 4.5 receiving yards in the first quarter.
4.5 or 9.5?
4.5.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did I screw that up? Ooh, I put it in wrong. So it's going to be a little off. That you could do 9.5 there too. I probably will. And then DK Metcalf over 4.5 receiving yards in the first quarter. Plus 2,000.
Okay. Plus 2,000.
Now, what I'll tell you is that Hard Rock is scam rock. These odds are nonsense. Because if you place that same bet in Bovada, you're getting plus 3,000, plus 3,500. But we don't have a choice. Unless you got a good bookie and he goes through DraftKings or some site like that, FanDuel, you're just going to get worked on this with Hard Rock. That's the way you got to do it. I did it because I don't have a choice. I do have a bookie, but he's not taking the action for that.
He doesn't like Ampioctes?
He's not down with the Ampiocte.
Too much writing?
There's a lot, and there's a lot to pay out if I win the bet that I want to make. And so he doesn't have the handle.
Oh, really?
He doesn't have the handle for that. For that. Our old guy did. One of the guys did, but he's dead.
Well, he trusted us. And we never
we did him
betray
right.
that trust.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
So the old
that was
guy,
usually the response. Okay.
Yeah, he was great. The old guy's dead, so I can't bet with him anymore. He just can't pay, he's dead. And then the other guy just packed up shop and rode out on us. He might be listening right now. Damn it, man. I need you to get back in the game. Get back in the action. You want the juice. Let's go.
I'm sure the book was good to him anyway. So, yeah, usually is to the house.
Yeah, he should have done it. Get back in the game. Anyhow, we may have a Big Daddy's done it again on our hands.
AKA the hot damn.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. Big Daddy's done it again.
Travis, if you're listening, buddy, that's still good.
Hot damn. Big Daddy's done it again.
Yeah, man. You suspect over under, have a little fun with this, 75 yards rushing for Croma against Stanford.
Under.
Okay.
They don't give him the ball enough. They don't give anybody the ball.
I feel like they're ready to turn over the reins, baby.
Oh, God. I mean, we've been waiting for that for 2 years. This week, I think one of the quotes was, it's David Johnson who handles the running back rotation. Why? You tell me that's not under Gus's purview about who gets all the carries and the touches?
Well, the head coach can walk over and say, I want this guy to get 15 touches today.
No, the head coach would say, we have 15 touches. I want them distributed across 6 guys. Just like we did at Georgia Tech, just like we did. I want everybody to touch the ball.
I don't think he feels that way anymore.
Okay.
I would, come on. If you've got a horse, feed him. Let's go. Let him run, baby.
You don't think it's self-fulfilling, too, that guys who get 1 touch a week and the next week they get 6, they might fumble? They're not in a rhythm. There's no rhythm whatsoever.
I think they've been a little unlucky, and I also never believe when coaches are like, we put a greater emphasis on turnovers this week, like either trying to cause them or prevent them. Can't do it.
It's going to happen to Croma. That's a trade-off for the ability to not
Stay
go
on your
down
feet.
and being very stubborn about going to the ground. That's going to happen to him specifically. But the Sawchuk fumble, the Roydell fumble, and one was at, obviously, Virginia. One was last week. Not Roydell, but Keziah, rather. It might go 3 weeks without 3 touches in a game. How are you supposed to get in any kind of groove during the season? It's just maddening. I thought that was going to end this year when Gus was brought in, because at best he goes to a 2-back system, but usually he finds a bell cow. Here we are, buddy. We're in the back half of the season now, and it has not happened yet.
I kind of can't fathom that Gus hasn't at some point been like, yo. Because Gus is opinionated. Gus is obstinate and
insufferable.
He's a curmudgeon. You would think, that's the kind of guy that's gonna talk. It's gonna say something. It's his offense that's on the line here. If you think you got a guy that runs it better than somebody else, then you would say something. That's shocking to me. Right?
Well, if you said 41.5 Chroma, I'd still think about it.
Would you really?
Yeah, because this could be a game. Would you be shocked if Sawchuk gets 10 carries? Would you be shocked if Roydell gets 6?
Well, Sawchuk should get a lot of carries. I like Sawchuk.
Me too. But what I'm saying is, I think also given the nature of that defense, and they will give up things a little bit more through the air. I don't know. How many carries are out there for us to distribute? 22, 25? In order to get to 70 some odd yards for Chroma?
He's going to need 16 carries for 72 yards.
Well, if you're going to bet it, yeah, you probably need 8 to 10 carries to even consider betting.
You think
he's going to get 8 to 10 carries? I don't know.
By the way, they do I think CBS Sportsline does the coaching carousel resets. 9 FBS jobs open at midseason with more to come soon was the headline. And they go through and they talk about the extent of the fire underneath the seat of an individual coach. And they give you 5 fires, 4 fires, 3 fires like they're stars. Obviously, Billy Napier's got 5 stars underneath his. Wisconsin, there are 5. By the way, see, there's another good example. Luke Fickell, by all accounts, seemed like that was going to be a great hire. It's seemingly the right guy to bring in, almost universally lauded as the right pick. Miserable failure. Wisconsin sucks. It's not getting any better. He's done. He's going to get fired. In his 3rd year, he's in his 3rd year at Wisconsin. They're 15-17. Prior to him getting that job, you wouldn't hear anybody say he was a bad coach. Everybody thought he was a good coach.
Well, should they wait for a 4th or 5th year?
It's a sizable buyout, $25 million. God, I wish ours were only $25 million.
Well, we'd be talking about a new coach this year.
Next week.
Well, I just mean we would be in game 6 of whoever's era that was.
Coastal Carolina's job, 5 stars. Colorado State, 5 stars. Auburn, 4 stars. Hugh Freeze's seat getting warmer by the week. I got to tell you. So one source tells CBS if they lose the next 2, he's out for sure. The pressure's real. I don't think they want to do it. I think he's coaching for his job back against the wall. Athletic director John Cohen. A tacit vote of confidence in his comments recently. That's never good. That usually means you're in real trouble here. Auburn's got a chance to win this week, though. But by the way, that said, when you go through and you look at these, Auburn has really gotten screwed. That game against Oklahoma, they got robbed, and I'm rooting for Oklahoma. But that play that wasn't called, the deceptive play that you're not allowed to do, was the winning touchdown, and they didn't call it. And then he gets screwed in this last game against Georgia. Again, they don't call the touchdown. Instead, they call it a fumble. All of it. The Kirby timeout thing, all of it. He's got to be like, what do I have to do? And then there's us. It reads as follows. The heat is starting to turn back up on Mike Norvell after the goodwill he created with a 3-0 start, but recent losses to Virginia and Pitt have kicked up the hornet's nest. The reality is Norvell would be owed around $58 million if he were to be fired. As one industry source put it, that's a lot of money, man. Nice use of the quote, by the way.
Nice.
Especially so at a place like FSU that's been trying to find ways to generate more revenue. It's a job worth monitoring as the season continues. Obviously, Kentucky's similar situation. Now, that's why I bring it up. Mark Stoops is owed the money now. If you fire Mark Stoops, you have to pay him somewhere in the neighborhood of $38 million within 30 days of firing his ass. He's praying you fire him. I'd be going into work with no pants on. What? What's the problem? Jeff, you're naked again. You're just walking around the halls naked. Maybe you need to fire me.
I was in a fugue state.
They owe it to him right here, right now. The $58 million or thereabouts owed Mike Norvell paid out over time from today to 2031. So you're paying the man, roughly $10 million. We could come up with $10 million. And now you have to keep paying him, unfortunately, to $10 million next year and $10 million after that and $10 million after that. But you're not paying him 58 right here, right now. You're paying him 10.
That's also where if it turned really bad and Mike wanted, in his heart of hearts, behind the scenes, he said, I'm done, to his agent. I would approach him in that situation and say, Have you seen how Ohtani has done deferred money? Have you seen the Bobby Bonilla deal? I know what it says in the contract, but would you be willing to amend this contract? We could pay you for a lot longer period of time. What do you say?
That'd be fun, by the way. I'd love to go to my mailbox every year, and I would make you mail the check. I don't want it direct deposited.
It's 2062. Like, happy Mike Norvell Day.
Yep. I would make you, if I got fired like that and had a kiss my ass on Main Street moment, I would say, okay, I'll agree, but you got to send me a handwritten check signed by the president or whatever. And I want it in the mail on this date every year or thereabouts. And then I would stroll to the mailbox every year on that date and go, woo, what do we have here? Pantless, what do we have here? I'd be doing hip thrusts as I told the wife to open the door. Look what came in the mail today.
You could play the song that played for Buffalo Bill when he's doing the dance.
Goodbye Horses?
Is that? Yeah,
That's
I
the
knew
name.
you'd know the name of it.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, so you want me to tuck and dance and Goodbye Horses is playing in my front yard while I got the check?
Tell me I'm beautiful.
Oh, how much fun would that be? It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Local news now.
Donna Adelson was officially sentenced to life in prison Monday afternoon in the murder for hire of her former son-in-law, FSU law professor Dan Markle. The judge also ordered Donna Adelson to serve an additional 30 years on the conspiracy and solicitation charges. Judge Everett said he will make a request to the Florida Department of Corrections to have her placed as close to Miami as possible. Dan Markle was gunned down behind the wheel of his car on July 18th of 2014 as he pulled into the garage of his Benton Hills home. Prosecutors contend Markle was in the midst of a custody battle with his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, at the time, and that her family paid hitmen $100,000 to kill him. Many have wondered if Wendy Adelson will be the next to be indicted in the murder for hire plot. Prosecutors have said stay tuned, but would not confirm whether they intend to seek an indictment against her. Wendy has consistently denied any involvement in the plot and is yet to be charged with a crime. This is Rachel Lene with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update. Brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with a high of 87. Northeast winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows around 59. Daytime highs approaching 84 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Bright sunshine Saturday with highs around 83. 86 Sunday. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Currently 81.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
I was just thinking, they never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood.
Oh, good days.
So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played.
Kind of like the bikes we built.
Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played.
And you still try to break the rules, right?
Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life.
And the best game you ever played was that game.
Never been a better one.
Hey, you want to have a Gordo Smash, Jeff?
I do. I'd like that.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
We've got a couple of people who have added to the chat, and I will get to you momentarily, I should say. It's weird. I don't like the process that we're in right now. I don't like it's not as fun the way it once was to me. With the future coaching searches will not be as fun. It used to be, and there were sexy names out there. There were big time results that you could count on. You could say, well, pretty close. Nothing's 100% foolproof, but you could see a guy like, oh, that's going to work. That's going to work. Or okay, here's how I envisioned this because he's done this in recruiting and he's got this, and we can bring him. It's just really, it feels more and more like a real crapshoot.
Which is a lot more like the professional game.
Very much so.
And that's something I think we're going to have to get used to when you are assessing successes and failures. Attaching hearts and minds to a head coach will be very difficult to do. It'll happen in some markets. Hell, it happens in the NFL. Andy Reid is beloved in Kansas City.
Yeah,
so
for good reason.
Winning usually helps in that regard. It can happen, but it's the game's changing before your eyes, the way you assess it. And then the decision that you're making, unfortunately for Florida State, if you're going to make a decision this offseason, there is no blueprint on what to do. The NFL is a copycat league. You can look at several situations and say, oh, I'll just do what this really good franchise did, and we'll see if we can maybe customize it a little bit to our style. But by and large, I'm going to go with the Patriot way here, and let's see if that holds up for us in our franchise or whatever it is.
Right,
It could be from a different coaching tree altogether. We are in such a transitional time that the decision you're making right now that you don't want to make, don't make me do this, Mike, is probably the prevailing energy over there.
A lot of people going, please don't make me do this. You're going to make me do this, aren't you?
Right. Is your best guess. And it's more than just the next big sexy name head coach.
It's far from it, right?
It's my best guess on how to organize this from the top down.
Who's a sexy name in the world of college football? Do they even exist anymore? Lane Kiffin is your answer. That's the sexiest name. And Florida's going to go after.
And it doesn't promise you anything.
It doesn't promise you anything. Florida's going to go after Lane Kiffin in all likelihood. That's who they want. That's who they want. And they're going to pay him $1 gazillion.
And James Franklin's the next closest thing because you take a look at the record, the overwhelming win-loss record, and you could convince yourself that he's a stabilizer and an elevator. And then you hope that he meets places that goes places he never has before with your
winning games that matter against good teams. Yeah.
But you never want the Pitt experience. You don't want the Virginia experience. And what you would sell if you brought him in here was that's maybe after this year. You got one more year of that, and then after that, you're not going to have that experience anymore. Now, when we play Clemson when they're good, I'm not so sure. But we'll find out together.
Chi-Town Noah on this subject says, and thanks for the contribution, Chi-Town. Jeff, Glenn Schumann needs to be the guy, elite recruiter, worked for Saban and Kirby, knows how the organizations look like, elite DC. For those that don't know, Chi-Town's talking about Glenn Schumann, who's the defensive coordinator at Georgia. He is 35 years old. He is a very young guy. There are a lot of people who like Glenn a lot.
Which usually means inexpensive if you're trying to find somebody on the way up.
Yeah, he's the current defensive coordinator at Georgia. And to Chi-Town's point, he was at Alabama, got his coaching career started there as a SA, then a GA, and then he was a linebacker coach, moved his way on up, and then is at Georgia where he was co-DC and now full DC. He's had a nice rise, and certainly he's been around the guys. He knows how the sausage is made. I mean, he certainly does. He's seen the dirtiest of the dirty when it comes to procuring talent. You leave Bama to go to Georgia, and those two guys, I mean, come on, who we kidding? So he knows what it looks like.
This sounds like a lyric on All Too Many songs from when I was in high school. The dirtiest of the dirty.
I'm just saying he is, he's done some things now. Been around some guys who know how to make it happen. Married, 3 kids, 35, stable. I'm not against it. I don't know that I want to. Who's his OC? This is a town that likes offense.
Yeah.
Who's his OC?
Old school guy. You might have him here.
I mean, we don't really have defensive head coaches here at Florida State, So who's that going to be? You're going to have to bring in. Yeah, it ain't going to be Gus, and nor should it be. But
Jonathan Smith.
You laugh, but it's true. It could work. Nobody would be excited, and it might be the best thing that we ever did.
He ain't getting fired this soon, though.
Oh, no, he's in trouble. They're going to fire his ass.
Really?
Michigan State's terrible.
It's been like a year and a half.
He's in trouble, buddy. He's in trouble.
He checks the box that he would be relatively inexpensive.
He would be because he's
Glenn
young
Schumann.
and yeah.
Not Jonathan Smith,
but
Glenn Schumann.
Jonathan Smith would be cheap too. You could get off on, here's our coaching staff's worth $1.3 million combined. We're paying him $50,000. He makes less than the dude at the DMV.
I really like what he's done with Lincoln here in town, and that's going to be our new offensive coordinator.
I mean, damn it, man. It is really this is what makes it interesting, though, is like I do think you could go that route. You could find guys whose philosophies you appreciate, you like, you want to see play out defensively and offensively. They've had success running their systems, and they've been around the guys who have, certainly if you're bringing him in, if you're bringing Glenn Schumann and he has seen head coaches and how they operate at the elite level, Alabama and Georgia, can't get better than that.
I think it would be good to have somebody from that establishment, but then on the offensive side, you probably want to poach somebody who is in a non-traditional, currently successful operation that is using the modern methods of NIL to their advantage. So, for example, bad example, probably oversimplified, Indiana's offensive coordinator would understand how to operate in the modern times because they're not a traditional power. How did they get to be here? Missouri's offensive coordinator. I'm just throwing schools out there
who are
that
successful,
are overachieving relative to the last 30 years. Because the one thing that I would fear from a Schumann standpoint is, well, maybe he knows how to win when you have all of the chips and all of the cards. But does he know how to do it and go forge out on his own?
The reason you like him is because he's been around it. He's seen it. He knows how it's built. And you're right. When he's got players, he knows how to run a defense, obviously.
And there's a silver spoon of, element to what he's doing right now.
But what I would tell you is, so if you went to Indiana, the example you used at Indiana, Cignetti is their OC. I mean,
right, but that's
Cignetti
what I'm saying.
Calls the play. Cignetti's the guy.
But it's the same thing here because Kirby is a defensive-minded guy, and this is his top lieutenant. But I'm just saying that usually you can get those guys a little bit cheaper because they're looking to break out on their own, so you have motivation from them. But you go grab that guy that works underneath Cignetti, and he knows how to win in non-traditional ways, which I think you would need here a little bit because you have, again, he's kind of like a trust fund coach is Schumann. Now, it can work that way. Jeremy Pruitt was a trust fund coach because he was under Nick Saban. So he had all the advantages too, but he was able to walk through the door with some talent.
Well, he could recruit, and he was willing to cheat to recruit.
Well, and we already had a ton of talent ready to go. He had a lot of the answers to the test as he arrived.
And he used those chess pieces well.
He did.
When you gave him the right pieces, he whooped your ass.
And it took him a couple of games, but once he did,
he figured it out.
That was it. Until he saw Gus. But then again,
Drinkwitz is also the play caller at Missouri, so I don't.
Well, again,
just saying, that's the other thing about it. Final hour, forthcoming. We'll be here. Stay here. Jeff Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Here's the cold, hard truth. Your body needs more than you're giving it to stay healthy. And now it's easier than ever with Vigor, the all-new cold plunge tub from Hot Spring Spas. Available only at Pinch A Penny Pools and Spas in Tallahassee. Cold plunges reduce muscle soreness, boost mood, improve sleep, and so much more. It's not just a trend, it's science-backed wellness. And now you can have it in your own home. Ready to feel alive again? Pinch A Penny has the exclusive home use solution. Visit us on Capitol Circle Northeast and take the plunge.
Go custom with your window coverings with help from Budget Blinds of Tallahassee. Budget Blinds brings their showroom to your home with dozens of color and pattern choices. Just tell them what you love and they'll make it happen. From designing custom draperies and Roman shades to color matching your blinds and shutters.
I'm Gary, the local owner of Budget Blinds Tallahassee, where you get beautiful style and expert service for any budget. Call 668-4835 for a free consultation online at budgetblinds.com/Tallahassee.
Game day in Tallahassee starts with energy, and nothing fuels that spirit like Grassroots Coffee brand new End Zone Blend.
That's right. Every cup of End Zone Blend doesn't just taste incredible.
It also supports our Florida State Seminoles football program.
Grassroots Coffee knows it's about commitment and being all in. Every sip of End Zone Blend helps push the program forward, supporting the grind and the climb.
So whether you're at home, have a business, or just getting fired up before kickoff, make End Zone Blend part of your game plan.
Support local and our favorite coffee roaster. Order Grassroots Coffee's End Zone Blend today at grassrootscoffee.com. And let's keep driving the Noles to victory.
It's that easy. Drink Grassroots Coffee and help support the Florida State Seminoles. And don't forget, you can get 15% off your first order at grassrootscoffee.com.
Grassroots Coffee's brand new End Zone Blend.
Grassroots Coffee.
Made for everyone.
Loved everywhere.
Some men follow the crowd. Others take the long way, the wayward way. At thewaywardgent.com, we've curated the gear, gadgets, and grit every respectable man needs, from the fairway to the fire pit. We've identified the top-rated Amazon finds, so you don't have to. No fluff, just the good stuff. Visit thewaywardgent.com for the man who's not afraid to live a little off course. Thewaywardgent.com.
Love to compete on the dartboard? Then it's time to head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is Tallahassee's premier dart bar, featuring steel tip boards and soft tip internet play. The Corner Pocket hosts leagues and tournaments regularly. Just check out their social media to find a time that works for you. And in between games, grab a pint and a bite in the cool AC, or enjoy yourself outside on the deck. Whether you want to catch a game or start one of your own, the place to be is the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
WVFD Gretna, Tallahassee. This is Real Talk 93.3. More of the Jeff Cameron Show is coming up next. Your sports action update on Real Talk 93.3 with all the latest odds from Vegas.
Rams and Jaguars meet at Wembley Stadium in London on Sunday morning. The Rams are the 3-point favorite, 44.5 the total. Seattle knocked off Jacksonville last week 20-12 at Everbank Stadium, while the Rams beat the Ravens 17-3. Thursday night football today, the Steelers 5.5-point favorites over the Cincinnati Bengals, 44.5 the total. VSiN's Matt Human, Zach Cohen, and Dave Ross all like Cincinnati at plus 5.5. Best bets at VSIN.com/picks. Florida Gators at 9.5-point favorites at home at Mississippi State. Florida State laying 17.5 at Stanford. Score $500 in rewards at the G-Bank First Bet VSiN Trifecta. Details at VSiN.com/GBank. For more sports betting news and information, go to VSIN.com. Mike Son at Real Talk 93.3.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com. We conquer all peaks. We fix those storm leaks. Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
What makes Paul's Termite and Pest Control the best in North Florida?
It's our core values, of course, and they happen to spell Paul's.
P, protecting you and your pets from pests and your property from termites.
A, accept personal responsibility. At Paul's, we realize it's up to us to get things right and strive to do more than's expected.
U, uphold company values. Those values include treating others with respect and understanding we represent Paul's Pest Control on and off the clock.
L, look the part. As representatives of this great company, we will always make sure that our image matches the character of Paul's.
S, support the team. Every job we do is a total team effort to create a supportive workplace.
P, protecting you, your pets, and your property. A, accept personal responsibility. U, uphold company values. L, look the part. S, support the team. Paul's core values. They make us the best.
For the elimination of termites and other pests.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Harnessing the power of the sun, delivering the highest quality drinking water, we are warming homes and fueling industries. And behind every service, there's a dedicated team. They're your neighbors, friends, and family. We are connected, and together, we are stronger. Day and night, rain or shine, the City of Tallahassee Utilities is working for you.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're supporting local. Warchant TV, warchant.com. You gentlemen will be involved in a watch-along 10:30 at night on Saturday. I will not. I have prior responsibilities and plans. I will not be part of that, but the rest of the gang will be there. So if you guys want to ride along with the Warchant crew, you can on Saturday night at 10:30.
Yeah, I think I know I'm doing first quarter, portions of second and fourth.
Oh, you got a triple dip?
Oh, well, I mean, it's in replacement of the post-game show, so of course I will be doing most of it. But third quarter will be Wake Up Warchant. Those guys will take over from the 15-minute mark of the third quarter all the way to the end. We'll see. That's been an important quarter for Florida State, not in a great way so far this season. We'll see. But I think we might be taking calls at halftime. Oof. If we are, it's because we can't get Ira in the press box. We're going to try and get updates from Palo Alto in the press box at the half as well. So bring your booze. It's going to be laid back. I'm just setting up in the living room. I won't be at my studio for this one. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, we're chilling out.
Yeah.
Sipping on a cold one during the game.
This is a coucher. Yeah. This is kind of like we did for baseball years ago.
10:30 is tough, buddy. I told you earlier today we were talking and we were trying to arrange all the stuff that we've got going on today and tomorrow and Saturday. And it's a weird moving parts. Next week's a bye, right? And so you have all the people trying to scramble to do a bunch of different things as this week concludes and the next one launches. It's really the last chance for any of us to have a day here or there. And so people are kind of looking at how do we mix and match to make sure everything's covered the way that it needs to be, both on this show, on Wake Up, on the site, post-game, all these different things. And while we were talking, you brought up hey, I remember, Jeff, you can't do the thing Saturday at 10:30, right? I said, no, I can't. And then I said to you in a moment of pure honesty, there's a chance I'm sound asleep in the second half of that game, buddy.
The metamorphosis to Kornheiser is happening for you.
I go to bed before 11 o'clock every night. I just do. Because and again, I don't say this as a badge of honor, but I get up at 5. So there's no reason for me to be up at 11:30. Now, listen, I say that, I can't sleep if the Noles are playing. I'll watch. I'll be up. I'm just not going to be in town. So I'll be up.
You're going to be like people are at the airport with either a long layover or a super early flight, you'll be in that level of energy where you can answer questions, but don't ask me to think critically in this moment because I am jet lagged. I'm in between hours of sleep. We've all been there. It's like when we left from Pittsburgh back in the summer. I think we both understood that after that tremendously terrifying Uber ride from downtown Pittsburgh to the airport.
Oh my God, we don't talk about that enough.
I don't think we've ever brought it to the air. That guy was
so.
on
Listen,
one.
Here you go, guys.
It's a good story.
Did we accidentally block Diane?
No, that was a Facebook spam person.
Oh, because there's a perfectly normal comment there that was blocked.
No, it was in a different language with a phone number attached to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. All right. So Tom and I leave Pittsburgh. We had to be at the airport at the ass crack of dawn. We have the Uber waiting for us outside the hotel we're staying in downtown Pittsburgh. We come down in the morning. He leaves his room, gets down there. I'm already down there. I'm sipping on my coffee. We're both just beleaguered and tired. We've had a great time in Pittsburgh, and now it's time to let's get on the road and get to the airport on time, right? That's the whole thing. So we get in this Uber, and I knew right away, Tom, this was going to be different. So my man's music taste was questionable right from the jump.
Yeah, it was foreign.
Well, it wasn't just foreign; it was like space agey, and it was like out there.
It was like Eastern European experimental techno.
Yeah, like a weird,
like lo-fi style.
Yeah, really,
lo-fi.
Yeah, it was out there. It was. Yeah, right. I'm like, oh man, is he on ecstasy? What's happening here? Like this is, and then he had the lights all set up in the car like it was a nightclub at 3 a.m.
Yeah, yep.
And I'm like, okay, but it was a nice car. I believe that was a Lexus and a fully.
It was fully loaded.
Yeah, fully loaded Lexus with some what for to it, and he fancied himself a race car driver. He had the. You got problems when a guy's wearing the driving gloves. I'm seeing driving gloves, and I'm like, come on, buddy. You're not a professional race car driver. You just drive a Lexus.
I believe it was the on-ramp from downtown Pittsburgh in which he declared his intentions.
So we are going through the city. It's really early, 5 a.m.-ish, 4 a.m.-ish, whatever that was. Still dark out. I know that. And Tom and I are in the back just kind of trying to relax as we go to the airport. And once we get past this one church, I'll never forget it. This church, an old-ass church in Pittsburgh. It's beautiful. It's like the Spanish. It's beautiful. And we get past that. And my man, it's the on-ramp to the interstate, as Tom just said, and it's up. You go up. So like a rocket, homeboy, pow! He guns it. We got thrust back, like pinned to the seat. Now, I drive fast. Tom has alerted you all to that fact many times. I can get us to Charlotte a lot faster than most people get you to Charlotte.
Right. I would just quickly say, but you don't realize how fast you're driving because the car feels as though it's in control at all times.
Right. I'm not out here dangerously weaving in and out. It is meticulous. It is planned. You could tell there's forethought, and I ease us into that speed.
Correct.
Yes. My man's and we're going. And I'm like, God, dog. Now, there's not a lot of people on the road at that time, even in Pittsburgh. And so we're like, okay. I'm like, well, we're not going to be late as long as we're alive. We'll make it as long as he doesn't flip this thing 16 times into the side of the wall.
It was at that speed where you start to think about such things because there were some winds. That particular interstate to the airport, it winds around. These are hills, not mountains, but it winds around the hills a little bit.
It winds around the hills a lot of bit, and he didn't slow down around those hills. And I was like, I'm glad we're in a car that functions at an elite level because we are taking this corner, and we are not taking our foot off the gas around this corner, are we?
I like thrill rides. I just wasn't ready for one at 4:25 in the morning to drive to the airport. Oh, man.
Yeah, there were a couple of harrowing moments where I went, I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, we're going 120 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was.
We don't need to be going 120 miles per hour.
Was through the tunnel that he went through. Because everything gets shrunken down in the tunnel. You don't have a lot of leeway here to bail out if there's a problem. And he did not care.
Yeah,
tunnel, open air, 3 lanes, 2, 4 lanes, did not matter.
My man wearing the damn racing gloves to get us to the airport. I thought, oh, buddy, how many people have been less tolerant than us in that ride? I mean, there has to be a lot of people like, hey, dude, what are we doing?
There was a significant chance, because he was not a small guy either, well put together for a younger dude, that he might have been late for a call to go take care of somebody who is.
He just does this
not
on the side.
deposited into the account. I'm serious. That guy might have been connected. Not everybody has to be, but this guy's a candidate.
Yeah, it was a little different. It was a little different, buddy. It was insane. When we pulled up to the terminal, we were both like, whew, all right, you have a good one. We're 28 minutes early.
We walked early. So that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just looked at each other. I was like, Jesus, my man wasn't having it. Like, oh my Lord. Anyhow, we made it. Guy got us there. He won't live very long. Not at that. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't have 47 tickets. I mean, he was on the go.
I thought for sure we were going to get pulled over. That's a no-brainer pulled over speed. Like that's multiple cops. Backup is called in. Yeah.
Cue it up. Pay me, Martha. Recap right here out the gates. Redemption Thursday wagers, including in-game parlays, same-game parlays for tonight's action. Here's the recap. I took Cal minus 9.5 against godforsaken, North Carolina. Duke minus a 1.5 against Georgia Tech. Tech's first loss of the year. By the way, if that happens, you'll be angry because, like, the whole ACC thing, it's wide open for business. The only good team in the ACC, really good team in the ACC this year is, unfortunately, Miami. Everybody else is kind of like, Baylor plus 3 against TCU. TCU's been awfully banged up. Give me Baylor plus the 3. Plus, I love you, Dave Aranda. Texas A&M minus 7.5 against Arkansas. Elko's good coach. I'll take Elko. Don't think we can get him.
No, we cannot.
Doing okay at A&M.
Yeah. Eat your heart out, Jimbo.
Well, he's taking the resources and doing something with it. Indiana minus 27.5 against, golly, how did it happen like that? Mr. Smith. That team looks terrible. I'll lay the 27.5 against Michigan State. Texas Tech minus 7.5 against Arizona State. I may regret this because now there's some thought that Sims isn't starting. They're going to have their quarterback back. East Carolina team total tonight over 35 versus Tulsa. Hit that siren, baby. Let's do this thing. Hot damn. Big Daddy's done it again. Aaron Rodgers over a touchdown and a half tonight, so he needs 2. Joe Flacco over a half. He needs 1. Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions. He needs 3. We're cashing that parlay, baby. On the heels of that parlay, we'll do this parlay. Same game. Jalen Warren over 9.5 rushing yards first quarter. Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 rushing yards first quarter. Chase Brown over 9.5 receiving yards first quarter. DK Metcalf 5+ receiving yards first quarter. We group them. We parlay them. Let's make it happen. All right, boys. I'll see you at the counter.
I kind of like how that second SGP, as they call it, reflects the fact that you do like to go to bed by 10:30.
First quarter. I want to know.
And you know if you need to chase in the second quarter or not.
Yeah. Do I need to stay up in the second quarter?
Right. Yeah. You'll get that early resolution that you seek before bedtime.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll stay up tonight, though. I think there's enough happening with playoff baseball. Like, I may push the envelope tonight and be an 11 o'clock guy.
Ooh, all right.
I know.
Feeling spicy on a Thursday.
11 o'clock, I'll get 6 hours of sleep at that point. Okay, I can live with that. It's when you dip below 6 is where it starts getting dicey.
Well, how time-consuming is tomorrow for you from a dad standpoint?
I got to drive 2 hours from here to go to a game. It's ridiculous.
Where are they? What is with these travel schedules this year?
It's ridiculous, man. Out in the middle of nowhere, we're going to get housed to boot.
Oh, really?
Oh. Hey, look.
Bradford. Okay.
Yeah. It ain't good.
He was the Submariner reliever for a while, Chad Bradford.
Yes. This is, about 2 hours away? So, I'm out. Yeah, it's not good. It's not ideal. And it's not a good matchup for Leon. Not many of them are. Although we just came off a 35-6 win. But you know what? Buckle up. Last 3 games of the young lad's high school football career. We'll see how he does.
See you for the Halloween one 2 weeks from tomorrow. That'll be fun. Yeah,
it's this one will not be fun. This will be over in the first quarter, and I'll be questioning my existence. Drove 2 hours to watch this ass beating.
You couldn't play Perry? I know that they're coming up, Taylor County, but you couldn't play. That's 45 minutes. No problem.
I know. This is so foreign to me. When you grow up in a city that's big, you don't have to drive 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour to go play a football game. There's like 7 high schools within 30 minutes of each other, and they're all in the same district. You're like, I'll go here. We play Boca Ciega. We play St. Pete High. We play Northeast. We play Gibbs. We play, there they are. There, I can almost see that school from here. Let's go. It was beautiful. Not here.
I remember one time, it's actually kind of an endearing story. My dad helped me. I was in a golf tournament in Sarasota. So this was as much as you could stretch it. And there was a football game in Dunedin, and I had to work for the St. Pete Times that night. My dad kept stats for me for the first quarter.
Oh, nice of him.
So I could finish up the golf and then get out there to do the job. This is like an hour and 15 minutes. And that felt like an eternity. So I don't know how the hell you're doing 2 hours multiple times in a season. I'm sure Christy hasn't heard anything about that at all.
I haven't mentioned it, Tom. I just jump in the car and do my fatherly duties. I drive silent, not saying a thing, just ready to cheer him on. Not bitching about the schedule at all.
You don't get to be put on the team charter? No? No special dad privileges?
I actually do feel for them because they all have to jump back on that bus. I'm like, not me. It'll take me just under 2 hours to get home. It'll take you 5.5 for a 2-hour drive because you're on a bus. Yeah, it's brutal. What are you gonna do? That's what you got to do. All right, so there is an exhibition game. Florida State, who a year ago, lest we forget, went 17-15, 8-12 in the ACC. Had you forgotten? Most of you have. It wasn't good. Alabama was really good. They lost to Duke in the Elite Eight. They were 28-9, 13-5 in the SEC, and they play fast. Tonight, 8 o'clock, Birmingham, Batwell Auditorium.
Oh, the Batwell.
Knowles, Crimson Tide, basketball exhibition. Doesn't count. Part of a series of exhibition games that they're having in Alabama called Ballin' in the Batwell. Hey, now. Did you go to Ballin' in the Batwell? No, I didn't.
My parents wouldn't let me go to that.
No. That also includes, by the way, a game that's going on right now. Florida State women are taking on the Alabama women in the Batwell. I don't know who's winning, but it's on. Alabama's 2024 Final Four team and 2025 Elite Eight teams, most of those guys, Grant Nelson and Mark Sears, they've moved on, thankfully, taking on down the road. They do return most of their backcourt, trio of double-digit scorers. Again, this is going to be a lot more about what we're watching. They added, by the way, former Florida State power forward, Bo Bowen. He is
really? That's
at
where he
Alabama.
went.
Yeah,
Okay.
Taylor Bo Bowen. Nate Oates used an 11-man rotation, reduced to 10 players after Wrightsell went down with a season-ending injury a year ago. They'll see if they continue the trend. Seems likely from what I read about Alabama this morning. And they can fly. They've got a couple of 7-footers to boot. This does not set up well for us.
Well, would you take 17-15 and 8-12 in the ACC again this year? Before the season starts?
Yeah, I think so. So he wants to run an up-tempo style, does Luke Laux, okay? And we know that. You get to see what it looks like. It's a track meet. Nobody worried about a shot clock. Let's get it on.
I got to hand it to Alabama. So tonight's game is simply a YouTube link.
Mm-hmm.
It's a YouTube live event because it's an exhibition, but everybody's got that.
BallinTheBatwell.com.
More of this. Well, I've got the live link. I'll put it in the chat for the people so they can bookmark it. But how about that? You just go to YouTube, just like you're going to Warchant TV, and you click a link, and there it is, instead of worrying about the Hulus and the Paramounts and all this and that.
It's on a YouTube channel for Hibbett Sporting Goods. And by the way, there are 2 Hibbets here in Tallahassee. I like the Hibbets. I do.
You do the Hibbety hop?
I do. I go to the Hibbets. I like the Hibbets. So there you go. You can. Tom's providing you with a link, but that's tonight. If you wanted to get a glimpse of this basketball team, balling in the Batwell against Alabama, and maybe some of you need that escape to watch exhibition basketball, but it's exhibition basketball with our guys, so it's better than just random exhibition basketball. It's our exhibition basketball.
I like the answer I like a lot of answers that Luke Laux gives, I'm finding. But specifically,
good answers, yeah.
Was he excited for this game? He said, yeah, I can't wait to mess up. So I know what I am and what I'm not. Like, I'm looking forward to those mistakes that you can't simulate in a scrimmage. Yeah, time to learn.
So I'll give you some insight here. This is kind of funny. They had a very good practice on Monday, and which, I mean, I don't know if that means anything, but they did. They had a good practice on Monday. I was at the week ago Saturday practice. So when was it the Miami game? Yeah, I think it was the Miami game. So a week from the Saturday, past Saturday.
It was Miami Saturday.
Yeah. So I was at that practice, and it didn't go well. They ended up having a scrimmage in the Civic Center, and they didn't play well. He was pissed. You could tell he was angry. The look on his face was hilarious. I knew that there was going to be an interesting conversation with those young men after that practice. So we left before it was over, but it wasn't a good day. And apparently he did have some things to say. And then they had a much better week, and things looked good this past Monday, this week. And I had somebody reach out to me because they were aware that I was at that Saturday scrimmage. And they just said to me, want you to know, looked a lot better these last few days than what you saw on Saturday. Like, all right, yeah, it's fine. I don't care. I mean, this is part of it. This is all part of it, too. Like you're talking about, figuring out who we are, what we can and can't do, who he is as a coach, his strengths, his weaknesses, his staff, how they work and operate together, how these kids receive the message or don't, all of it.
Well, and you're trying to build towards something. That's the difference between that program and football. Is football, we've been here before with the same guy, so there's a helplessness to it. But when it's new, you feel like you're building towards something. You want to buy into the vision of what's going on.
Get excited about it.
I'll be curious to see how they look. I just mean because you've seen them in person. Size-wise, speed-wise, I understand that they can shoot. The thing that I'm cautionary about there is Leonard had a lot of teams that could shoot in the preseason. Like, how many times have we heard from practices like, man, they're filling up the bucket in preseason? Yeah, I heard that before. Well, but I want to see contested shots in rhythm, accurate. How accurate are the passes? If it's dribble, drive, distribute, moving the ball around. Very basic stuff. I'll be interested to tune in tonight. It's been a minute since I've been fired up for an exhibition game. And I know it's not probably going to go well for us, but I don't care. It's data. It's facts that you want to find about your team. Looking forward to it.
Well, one thing I would say, though, if you look at certain guys that you brought in, there's their career, like you bring in a guy like the Jones kid that you brought in, he shoots the lights out in his career. He's a senior. He's, the kid from Drexel. Like, you look at these guys they brought in, you can see that they did this. They shot the ball well in college against college competition. So you'd like to think that, shooting translates. If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Yeah, it's just, will they be sped up by a better league and higher quality of competition? Because that can change things. It's like a quarterback's accurate until he's got a little less time to throw.
It's true, except for I'm not sure the ACC is a better league than any of the places these guys played.
That's a great point.
I'm not real sure.
Great point. Living in the past.
Yeah. I'm not so sure Drexel and Jacksonville and St. Bonaventure and UMass Lowell and Florida Southern and they're all probably in better leagues than the ACC at this point.
Last offseason, Jim Phillips is saying we have to do a better job of messaging about the strength of our league. And then last year, once the season plays, I say, I got nothing. Can't message on that.
No. Pitch a Penny Pools and Spas. Everything you need for pool maintenance, chemicals, cleaners, pumps, vacuums, nets, covers, you name it, they got it. We all know they have the largest selection of premium hot springs, hot tubs in the entire city. But did you know Hot Springs dipping their foot? See what I did there? In the cold plunge tubs. Yes, Hot Springs, the maker of the best hot tubs, now involved with the cold plunge tubs. You can go see on display, Greer Road, the fabulous selection of said tubs, both hot and cold. Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas. If you're ready to relax, they're ready to show you how.
Review fights can ring up big bills, especially since in the Octagon there is one every few weeks. That's why the 7th Hill Tap Room right downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill carries every single fight. Plus, unlike most pay-per-view bars, there's no cover charge. And drink specials too, like $3 select domestic beers and more. And if you enjoy international soccer, 7th Hill opens early. $2 mimosas on Sundays, anyone? The 7th Hill Tap Room, 2475 Appalachia Parkway. just downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Looking to upgrade your backyard, your business, or even your life? Then you've got to check out Southeast Portable Buildings right here in Tallahassee.
That's right. Southeast Portable Buildings has everything: sheds, cabins, carports, and now beautiful decks to go with them.
Imagine a brand new storage building and a deck out front. Perfect for that morning coffee or for your family gatherings.
Need something custom? No problem. They'll work with you to find exactly what fits your needs, big or small, simple or stylish.
And with easy financing options, you can make your dream space happen sooner than you think.
Southeast Portable Buildings, where you're not just getting a building, you're getting a lifestyle upgrade. Give our friends a call today, 850-580-6400. That's 850-580-6400.
Southeast Portable Buildings.
Big buildings.
Big decks.
Big dreams.
Southeast Portable Buildings on West Tennessee Street, just north of Capitol Circle in Tallahassee.
Cannonball! I call Swain Pools and Spas. Now I'm soaking up the fun when I want to.
Make this summer a Swain summer. Choose Swain Pools and Spas for all your regular monthly or weekly scheduled pool maintenance, repairs, restoration, and renovation. Swain Pools and Spas is Tallahassee's pool everything store. Whether it's a deep clean, a resurfacing, or a full refresh, Swain's team will have you swimming, not skimming, in no time. Make a splash this summer and have a Swain summer. Find out all the ways Swain Pools and Spas can upgrade and maintain your backyard. Online at swainpools.com. That's swainpools.com.
The next 3 free flow as your spas will be available half price. First come, first served.
Swain Pools and Spas.
And right next to Swain Pools and Spas is Tallahassee Car Care, the only repair shop where you can take a dip while we repair your whip. Tallahassee Car Care, right next to Swain Pools and Spas.
Cannonball!
Hey, everybody, it's Ed Dean along with Roger Henderson, also with FloridaDaily.com. Just want to remind you, daily 4 to 6 in the afternoons right here in Tallahassee on Real Talk 93.3 FM. Roger, it is literally the 2 fastest hours anywhere in afternoon talk radio.
And if you think the country's going crazy, we'll help you make sense of it all.
Oh, yeah, we'll try to make some sense of it. Again, Monday through Friday in the afternoons, Ed Dean, Roger Henderson on 93.3.
Games for Less, Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used games, as well as new and used consoles like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, PS4, and PS5. You name it. Locally owned and operated since 1994, trade-ins are not only welcome, but Games for Less pays more for your trade-ins than the big chain stores. That's not all. Games for Less now buys and sells new and used vinyl records to boot. George loves the Beatles, by the way. Reserve all the new releases today at Games for Less, conveniently located in the Walmart Supercenter Plaza on Appalachia Parkway.
Searching for the best place to host an event for your friends and family? The Golf Club at Summerbrook is more than just a place for a round of golf. It's also one of the best choices for hosting and celebrating the most special days in your life. From rehearsal dinners and baby showers to corporate banquets and kids' birthday parties, you'll receive amazing personal service and attention to every detail when you choose the Golf Club at Summerbrook. Find out how affordable it can be and call us today at 850-894-GOLF. That's 850-894-GOLF.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
All right, let's get to it right here. Noel Kev, man, the more I think about it, the more I listen to you guys. Think if Mike, I know we won't like it, can at least get to 7-5, keep current class together. I think we keep him outside name, though. Miami, DC, I've been impressed, is what he writes. I like Miami's coaching staff, by the way. I hate to say that, but I think he's done a good job with that coaching staff.
Just hire Shannon Dawson and the DC away. Make that that's your staff.
Yeah, it's your staff.
Sorry about that.
By the way, last hour I mentioned that Mike's in a little bit more trouble than maybe I thought originally. And there was something we both learned today, Tom. You saw it. I forwarded to you.
Yeah.
That's a tangible thing. How about that? I mean, and I'm alluding to something that I can't talk about, but there's a thing that happened involving the travel to Stanford. Nothing crazy or salacious or scary.
It's not like they forgot their walkthrough
right.
or they booked the hotel.
Nothing like what we had under Willie.
That would never happen.
Yeah, nothing like what we had under Willie. But nonetheless, just elements of that trip and the people that are on it. That's fascinating to me. That is a hell of a thing. That's a hell of a thing.
Kind of like a regional from a few years ago. Fair to say?
That's exactly what that was like.
Yeah.
If certain people don't normally attend these kinds of things and they are this time around, you don't say. That seems like interesting timing to me. But yeah, so we'll see. At the end of the day, don't fool around and lose that game. No, don't fool around and lose that. All I'm saying is don't go out there and lose that game, buddy. I don't think your job's yours when you get back.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of folks that would say, well, if he does it, oh man, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's go on the road and take care of business, please. Okay? And
it'd be nice to win an ACC game for the first time in forever.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. When we get an ACC win, such a low bar. Such a very, very low bar to where we're just like, please, can you win a ACC game against a bottom feeder in this league?
I know some might take issue with the word I'm about to use, but if the Noles did the unthinkable and lost this weekend, and you say, unthinkable? I can think it. I think we would need to be prepared on Sunday as a business to just be busy on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You can't go 0-4 lose to Stanford. That's not about inside knowledge or anything. That's just you can't. No, that's a hard no.
Well,
I
would tell you that they've quit. So during this whole thing, I haven't said that I thought that they've quit. They haven't. I've not seen them show any signs of not playing hard. They don't always know what they're doing. They don't always play well. There's some real frustration right now, especially with the confusion we're seeing and the lack of at least proper communication on defense. Like that stuff is frustrating. But the big difference between this losing streak for this year's team and then the disaster of all of the losses last year is that there were times last year when you watched that play out, you realized, well, they're not all trying very hard. Like there are guys who are literally just dogging it in game, and that can never happen. And if it does happen, it can't happen again. Like if you say to me, well, sometimes guys get tired and they take a play off. True. It's true. Even good players sometimes do that. Like if you're a receiver and you've had 2 deep routes in a row and you come back and you're playing tempo and you have to race back to the line of scrimmage and the route is going away from you, the play is going away from you, you'll sometimes catch a guy loaf. He's loafing that play. He's getting his breath, man. He's dead. He's dead tired. I don't look at that the same as when guys aren't pursuing the football on defense. You know, what Chris Jones did for Kansas City against Jacksonville is unforgivable. And the tape caught him just standing there watching the play. You know, the game is on the line, down at the goal line. They're running out of time. Dude fell down twice in the backfield, and you're standing there watching him. It's unforgivable. That is not a loaf. That's you quit on the play. That's unbelievable. It's a good thing he's a multi-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion, or else you would be jettisoned. But in Mike's case last year, he had players that were expected to be leaders just not try for an entire series, I might add. Just not try. And then he allowed him back on the field. That's what made last year even more frustrating than the record, was that you had culture issues. You had effort issues. You're not having effort issues here. They are trying hard. They are bought in. They do fight. They're not very good. And obviously they're not always in the best position to succeed, which is a coaching problem. You know, all that is frustrating.
Good perspective here from Tony in the chat. Mike Norvell was 42 the last time he won an ACC game. He is 44 years old now. So his entire age 43 year was an over.
That can't be right. We beat Cal last year.
Before his birthday. His birthday was on Saturday.
Oh, man.
So he went 12 calendar months without the ACC dub. So age 43 was no good. There's a bagel in the ACC wins department for Mike. It's a toughie.
Golly, you said be ready on Sunday.
Yeah, if they do what I term to be the unthinkable. Let's please hope it's not.
I'm not going to term it as unthinkable. It's thinkable. It was easy to say to somebody today, I'd take Stanford plus 17.5. Like it came off the tongue too easy. I was like, well, that's easy bet there. Like, That really bothers me. Person countered with, well, Virginia scored 48 points on this team. Yeah, so Virginia's playing hard, winning games. They win ACC games. A lot of them, all the time. A lot of teams in the league do. We don't, but a lot of teams do. They win these ACC games. Duke's winning them.
If you decide to aggregate last year and this year into one standings, we are most decidedly in last place. We need to climb out of that.
Desu writes, I don't know how you're feeling if you're Norvell right now. Well, you're bitterly disappointed. You're very angry. You're mad at yourself. You're mad that the situation that you've created is currently, well, it's got you on the hot seat, that's for sure. You feel like those were a couple winnable games that you let get away. I mean, you were in there. You had the opportunity to win those games, and you didn't make the plays necessary. A lot of this conversation, even though the same problems that we see that have led us to discuss wanting to move on from them would still be present, even if they had beaten Virginia and Pitt. If those were close wins instead of close losses, you would still have these concerns, but they wouldn't be nearly as vocalized, as loudly as they have been, and he would not be on the hot seat. Wins and losses matter. If you narrowly win those games, you have one loss to a top 3 team in the country. You can lie to yourself in that situation too, because you'd say, oh, well, but we lost that game by 6. Wasn't that the score 28-22?
That's correct.
I mean, in truth, you were outclassed across the board, and you didn't deserve to be within 6. But doesn't matter. You can say that to yourself, especially if the other 2 games that sandwiched that one were wins. You'd lie to yourself.
This game Saturday has a chance to be a no contest the right way, where you go, oh, man, Stanford is they are that bad, as advertised. And if that's the case, what's difficult is that next week after, you're leading into a bye, and then you got Wake on the other side. We're still going to be having this conversation, I think, no matter what the result is. Win by a lot, win close. The only way we're not having this conversation next week is if they don't win and Florida State is forced to act.
Mm-hmm.
But get used to this feeling that you have right now. It's kind of like the way I felt about after beating Alabama. Boy, you get 3-4 weeks of peacetime because you got 2 tune-ups and a bye week after Alabama. This is just a lovely Monday through Friday. We're going to be going through this Monday through Friday that we're feeling right now. The longest week in the world.
All time.
Yeah,
Sweet
buddy.
Jesus.
There's at least 2 more behind him.
I will say this. Somebody asked about what Mike's feeling. I think he's just feeling frustration. I think in that situation, the only thing you need, to do is put your head down and go to work. It sounds like a cliche, but I think it's true. And also I would say this, that a lot of people say, well, when you're going to make as much money as he's going to make if they get beat and he gets fired, then you don't worry. No, I think you do. Mike has not had to worry about money issues for some time now. I mean, Mike's been rich for some time now. He's made millions upon millions of dollars for some time now. Assuming he's not doing dumb things with his money, he's not had to worry about bills in a long time. And so from then it becomes about work ethic. It comes about success, seeing it through, your reputation, the pride in the work you're doing, figuring out problems. You're responsible for a lot of guys on that staff, man. Those guys don't have Mike Norvell's money. They're not poor. They're all being paid well. When you look at what Papuchis makes, you'll punch your own testicles. He's making $800,000 if you need to know. For what? For what? Can't recruit a lick. Special teams sucks. Defensive ends, he didn't do anything with. Linebackers, forget about it. What is it you do here? $800,000. That said, $800,000 ain't $10 million. And if you're Mike Norvell, you're kind of, I'd like these guys not to lose their jobs because of me, because I failed. But when you're rich, when you have a ton of money, you had work ethic first. It's what got you to a position to be able to make that money, unless you're like a trust fund baby. But you had to build to something, and you had to you had to put in the time and the effort, and you had to have a work ethic, and you had to care about results, and you had to care about process, and you had to care about how you spent your days and what you valued. That doesn't change just because now you've got millions of dollars in the bank. It's less stressful. You don't have to worry about, like, can I pay the car payment? Can I pay the mortgage? Can my kids eat? That's real stress. But, once you're beyond that, and he's been beyond that for a long time, it's just about the job. What all that money does for people is allow them to focus on the job. In many ways, they should never really have a problem performing at their job because they're free of all the other concerns that everyday Americans have. They don't have to worry about what you and I have to worry about. They don't have to worry about what all these fans who pay money to go to these games have to worry about. They don't have to worry about any of that. They're set for life no matter what happens. They should only have to worry about the job that they're doing. And I think for the most part they do. So I think in some ways it's got to be even more difficult because you've had nothing but the freedom and time to just work on the program and its successes and failures. You don't have anything else to worry about with that because of the money. And yet you're failing miserably. So that is a stress beyond reason, I would think, if you care at all about the job that you do.
Well, nobody cares more than him about what happens to Florida State, as he said many times. Not you, not me. He cares more than all of us put together. We'll see if he can do something with it. All I know is that for 65% of his tenure here, we have to talk about the psychology of things and the way things work and the momentum of things and the luck factor of this and that. Can't just talk about the games. You're not allowed to because we always have to be in a state of existential crisis. There's way too much of this conversation going on. And that's where I don't get angry and I don't raise my voice. I say, I'm done. Somebody new. He's had a lot of time. He had Bert Kreischer's undergraduate experience amount of time. 6 years is enough.
Well,
because we're right back here.
Yeah, a lot of resources.
You wanted 8 or 9 wins this year, you could still get to that point. But you have to reload everything fundamentally. You might have 5 or 6 starters next year that might be from the high school ranks. Maybe you could. But you're still going to need to go buy 10 more.
And that's solving for the future. Going out and buying 10 more.
No matter who the guy is this offseason, you're going to have to do it again 100%.
Maybe they could hire ISF to help them out. IT modernization, making technology work for you, getting your projects done on time and in budget, public sector managed services, strategy and operations. He could use the help in strategy and operations. They can help enable efficient, mission-oriented organization. That's necessary at Florida State. Organizational transformation. ISF helps many companies across the country with that.
Just a little bit.
That's what they do. In fact, we have solved for the future with our friends at ISF. Mike, hire ISF. You need organizational transformation. You need updated strategy and operations. You need modernization across the board in recruiting. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
The Wakulla County Sheriff's Office arrested a man Sunday after he allegedly stabbed a relative several times. A relative of Allison Hatton, 73, was woken up by Hatton stabbing her in the chest and neck with a kitchen knife. Another relative was able to get Hatton off of the 69-year-old and get the knife from him. Hatton then grabbed a second knife and threatened to kill that person if they didn't let him kill his 69-year-old relative. Hatton explained to deputies that he wanted to kill the other adult relative, his dog, and then himself. He told deputies he was trying to get him up to heaven. Hatton and the stabbing victim were both taken to the hospital for treatment. Hatton was then taken to the Wakulla County Jail and charged with 1 count of attempted felony murder, aggravated battery on a person over 65, and 1 count of assault with the intent to commit a felony. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MaclemoreSystems.com.
Now, here's your Tallahassee weather report.
From the ABC 27 First to Know Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ryan Gold. A very comfortable and sunny lunch hour for us today. Temperatures will be in the low 80s and upper 70s. By the time we head home from work today, we will still be very comfortable with temperatures remaining in the low 80s. From the ABC 27 First to Know Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ryan Gold.
God gave us two ends, one to think with and one to sit on. Success in life depends on which one you use. Heads, you win. Tails, you lose. Hi, I'm Rick Hughes, host of The Flatline. Heard every Sunday morning here at 7:30 a.m. on Real Talk 93.3 Tallahassee Real Talk Station. Come join me 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, and some education as I seek to reveal God's plan by teaching 10 unique problem-solving devices. Every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m., 93.3 Real Talk Tallahassee.
When it's time to honor a life well lived, trust Cornerstone Memorials. Experts in creating meaningful memorials with generations of care and craftsmanship, we help you create a lasting tribute to your loved ones. Cornerstone Memorials creates custom designed headstones, mausoleums, detailed stone engraving, and more. Visit cornerstonememorials.org or call today to speak with a compassionate expert. Cornerstone Memorials, honoring life and preserving legacy.
And here come the leaves, thousands of them, falling fast, covering every inch of the yard. But wait, who's this rushing in? It's the Lawn Johns with the ultimate fall cleanup blitz. From clearing leaves to fresh pine straw and mulch, the Lawn Johns dominate the field, your yard, so you can focus on what matters. Grilling, chilling, and cheering on your team. Don't let leaves sack your game day fun. Call the Lawn Johns today and win the battle of the backyard. The Lawn Johns, your lawn, our game.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
All right, cue up the music. I know we got a full 6, but let's get to it. We got 2 games today. That'll help you. We got football. We got 2 playoff baseball games. Let's get to. Fire it up.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching probables?
Before I get to these probables, this music is so soothing and rewarding. You ever do this? You really can't. You're like the heart and soul of the operation at Warchant, so you can't do it. But
thank you. Call me the Marty St. Louis of the operation.
That's you, buddy.
Until I quit on the team and leave for the Rangers.
But I go through stretches, and I don't. This is only happening in my 50s. I think it speaks to something much bigger. And it's not a bad thing. It's a prioritizing thing. I just go days on end without checking email. I never did that. I've started doing it. I don't care.
How do you feel?
Great.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I don't check it. I'll go like 4 straight days where I'm like, I haven't checked my email in 4 days. And then I'll get in there and I'll be like, oh, man, they needed an answer 2 days ago. Ooh, sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah,
it's completely irresponsible.
Can't be doing that. The one thing I did years ago when I first got the smartphone, remember, I held out, I think, longer than you did. Because
I don't know about that.
It ended up being the remote phone for ESPN. It was 2012. I think I was after you.
How old were you?
26.
No, dude. Matt Millar used to make fun of me all the time. He's like, you're like an old man and you don't even have a phone. What's wrong with you? Get a phone.
But I thought you had a smartphone before 2012.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about my age at the time.
Oh, no. I'm just saying in the time that we both live in. Anyway.
I think I probably did too. Remember, Alicia would always come in with the biggest and best new cell phone every hour.
Always. Yep.
Every day. She guilted me into it eventually. Go ahead.
Our first GM sent me so many emails that were pointless at ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
So many of them. I haven't had a sounder or a notification. I was so scarred by that I would rather open the app repeatedly and refresh it than hear the dumb notification for email. So I haven't had notifications for emails in years. 10 of them. Thanks to our first GM.
Who was our... Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did like the other GM because the other GM would send nonsensical late night emails. You're like, what is going on here?
And they would start fine. We need to take a look at their the 27-second like. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I told the story the other day. So you guys know this out there. People tell on themselves all the time on social media with the things that they like or the things that they have retweeted or whatever it might be, right? we had a guy who came in to be a GM who liked something, and I guess he was unaware that when you like something on Twitter, people can see that you liked it. And also, by the way, if you like something on Twitter and it's somebody that you follow, you'll see that they liked it. And so I remember coming in one day and Tom goes, we gotta talk to our guy.
Oh yeah. Well, they removed that visibility of the like thing well after it would have helped this guy. Couldn't believe it. But then it was double confirmed, because if you recall, when I took over as interim and then full-time, I got his laptop, and it's more subtle than you think. I went to a certain website that has the most recent things you've been to. They just kick it right back at you. And the advertisements were unbelievably inappropriate. I mean, unbelievably inappropriate. I'll tell you where it was. It was JoeBucksFan.com. You go there, you know they got ads everywhere. But some of them are places you've been before spots. It's a work computer. That thing never left the office. That was disgusting. I had to go Lysol the whole office.
My man. That was a toughie. Brewers Dodgers. That'll be Aaron Ashby going for the Brew Crew. Better get it together, boys. Dodgers look unbeatable at this point, but of course they're not. They're just a baseball team. Got to find a way to hit Tyler Glasnow. That ain't easy. Dodgers are a pitching machine right about now as everybody gets healthy with a $500 billion payroll. Blue Jays Mariners. That was a thumping and a resounding response from Toronto yesterday. It's cool when your best players have big games, and they did, and he did.
Love to see the response.
Max Scherzer going for the Blue Jays. I'm going to guess that Seattle starts hitting here, and it starts today against Scherzer. Luis Castillo going for the Mariners, and that is a look at those that shall result on the bone. Yeah, I get the Brock Cunningham, huh? 2.5 for Vandy. Sounds like a belt-to-ass game for LSU. I think Vandy's going to win. Damn it, Jeff, I have you on in the car. My 6-year-old just asked me, Dad, where I told her there are arms on an octopus. Well played.
That's well deflected.
Well played.
Well played. Be a rude awakening when she calls them the wrong thing when she's coloring in pre-K.
Yeah. Just started at about 52, 53 years old. Just stopped, like somewhere in there. I just was like, I'm going to stop checking my emails. And then I feel bad because I do. Like I said, I'll go check them and then I'll go, oh, man, that guy emailed me last Thursday. It's Wednesday. He really needed to know the answer to that question. I'm sorry.
K. Merritt wanted to signal you with all caps, saying your name, Jeff. Would Jimbo come for $4 million and agree to hire a play caller?
Oh, would Jimbo come for $4 million and agree to hire a play caller? I suppose. I don't want him. We can't ignore how miserably he failed at Texas A&M.
And he quit on us.
Yeah.
You don't get that job again if you quit on it. I'm sorry. That's the one where I get mad at him for that. You want to put him on the field to celebrate 10-year, 15-year, 20-year anniversaries?
I would do that, yeah.
But you quit on this place? Go to hell, man, with that. You can't be the head man again.
That makes me laugh, Hawaii. I stopped checking personal emails for the most part. Yeah, mine, I don't check work or personal emails. It's both of them. Don't care. Just not checking. Be good, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow on a Libations Friday. Peace.